It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much, curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the fucks I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a fuck, that's what they don't understand.
I'm back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get him, I got him, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, fuck all them feelings I throw on my.
For my real rap, man. Tired of that, man. Retired that.
They don't really wanna hear the truth no more. Think they scared how I make them feel. And you can say anything you want about me, I ain't worried, that don't make it real. They don't really wanna hear the real no more. Think they scared how I make them act. And you can say anything you want about me, I ain't tripping, that don't make it fact. Look, coming live from the gutter like a cold puddle, with water whipping road shuttle. Whole huddle, Dutch burner, moving slow, I'm feeling like the minute hand. All wishes granted to me, turning in a tenant van. Been the man, never questioned nothing that was in the plan. See it from my third eye vision, so I understand. Poolside plotting moves like a dance team. 100 band scheme, in the dirty with my hands clean. Never been the type of they could castrate. 5th grade, I was selling candy to my classmates. I ain't call her back, I let her think about the last date. Student of the game, and I promise you not a classmate. Problem is with these rap, they move iffy in my mood picky. Can't let these get rude with me. God spitting known to keep my then it hit the game. Acting like I slipped in it, small town fly. Never heard of these on my apex. Tip top vertices. It ain't mouths moving, but they never moving vertically. Hit a person who been practicing the perjury. Black Lord, Noble Drew, big stepping. Love them all, give a about the click repping. Small losses always taught in big lessons. Quit stressing, liberating knowledge, make the lesson. They don't really want to hear the truth no more. Think they scared how I make them feel.
It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name.
They don't really want to hear the
when last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
And I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki. We got a powerful show for y'all with a powerful guest. But y'all already know before we get into our spiel, I gotta do my spiel. I want to say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Hotep to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. I want to say assalamu alaikum to all my brothers and sisters in the NOI. I want to say Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. Let me say peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. I want to say shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. I want to say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Shout out to all my Abo brothers and sisters. I want to say what's up to all my Naga brothers and sisters. What's up to all my Waspy brothers and sisters? Create a gang in the building. I want to say What's up to all my roster brothers and sisters? Last and certainly not least, I want to say Jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters all throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you Black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me. Our different ideologies should not keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity, and we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. With that being said, I know that last one hard, but with that being said, as I said, tonight's guest needs no introduction, but I'm still going to go through the motions and ask him to introduce himself to the Paradigm Shift TV 314 audience. Brother, honored brother, esteemed brother, the floor is yours.
A piece of the family. I am so happy to be here with the infamous DMG and Paradigm Shift TV. I think this is going to be an interesting show. You're going to learn a little bit about me. A lot of the things that you think you know about me, you don't. It depends on which YouTube show you are watching, right? And who's running the channel. But tonight I'm trying to talk about some of my great elders through my eyes. Okay. And so whenever you're ready, we can get started. You have any questions, comments?
Hey,
Shout out to Sakina Ra. I saw she was the first poster, and that's my sister.
Shout out to the Queen, Sakina Ra. Let me see who else I got in the building. Shout out to Mika One.
Oh, Mika One is a friend of mine. Yes.
We got the Shackle Breakers Reloaded in the building. Shout out to him. Shout out to Coffee and Culture. Shout out to my man A1, Boss Trucker. Who else we got? Shout out to my sister Sage the Savage in the building, the secretary of Paradigm Shift TV 314. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have no organization whatsoever. Shout out to my man Paul Gilmore and everybody else that's watching, whether you in the chat or you just viewing from wherever you are. That being said, my brother said when I'm ready, he ready. So y'all know your brother DMG got them crazy questions. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the first one. Brother Reggie, can you take us back to your early years studying under giants like Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, and Dr. Jacob Carruthers? What were some of the most important lessons you learned from each of them, both intellectually and personally?
Okay. Well, let's start here. Dr. John Henry Clark, roughly in 1983. I'll get to that. 1983, 84. Dr. Clark was already 70 years old when I met him. So I met him when I was about 19, 20 at best. And he was already 70 years old. I met Dr. Joseph Ben Jochanan about the same time. Dr. Ben was about 56 years old when I met him at the same time, and I was 21. I met Dr. Leonard Jeffries. I think you all know him. Dr. Leonard Jeffries was 45 years old when I met him. He's 86 now. And I met Professor James Small at 39 years old. I am only 60 years old. I've been studying with them or under them and serving them for close to 40 years, right? My interest, and you could stop me, but I'm going to give you my early life.
No, go ahead.
So I'm going to spotlight my elders through my life, tell you some things about them, some experiences, And then if after you hear this, if you want to drill down, we can, right?
Gotcha.
So basically, unlike the current wave of popular YouTubers, whose fame is often based on charisma and photo opportunities, without real, true connections that are verifiable to the Black world, right? My background is rooted in a lineage and a mentorship from multiple leaders, all the ones that I mentioned, and then there's Dr. Raketti Amin, Dr. Rosin Jeffries, Dr. Jacob Carruthers that you mentioned. How can I say, many of the current people that we see, they come from just pretty much like one camp, one person, one leader, right? And in their talks, if you're listening, many of them lack the depth and wealth of influence that define authentic leadership rooted in what I say community and tradition, meaning that the people that I worked with, they had this great love for African people, not just academically, but in the community, right? And in the tradition of African Americans, but that tradition of African Americans were connected to the African tradition. While some of these individuals might be very, very bright, and you have some very bright ones. Dr. Umar Johnson, people can say whatever they want to say, but he's very, very bright, right? But he's, how can I say, he's moved his brightness to more self and wealth. Some of the young people, they are formally or connected to secret societies and other groups that they disguise, right? And you find these things out that they're connected to some other kind of tradition. You find this out if you listen to them closely. So my approach and commitments, that's what I want to talk about through these eyes of these great people. What sets my journey apart is dedication, DMG, not just to individuals, right? Anybody can follow individual, but to the ideas and organizations and institutions they represented, right? So just so that we sometimes we follow individuals, right? And they want to be as close as the individuals they can, but that would be a mistake because humans are imperfect. So you follow their ideas, but you also follow within their organizations and the work that they do. You fail if you follow a particular person and make that person and what they say your be all, because then you go into what your show is about, Paradigm TV. So paradigms or sets of rules written and unwritten that solve sets of problems. And how you solve those sets of problems is within a certain set of rules. So if you're a Moor, you have rules. If you're a Mason, you have rules. If you are African-centered, you have rules. Afrocentric, you have rules. If you're an atheist, you have rules, right? Now, or if you into Kemetic studies, Kemetic studies, and then there's Kemetic spirituality. You have rules. Now, those rules are your gatekeepers. If you are blind, you can't realize whether or not those rules that you're using are really solving problems, right? So that's paradigm blindness. Now, paradigm shifting is another kind of situation where we are all in right now and we do not understand it. Paradigm shifting is when you understand the old rules, but you have access to new thinking right? Not just cult thinking, but technology, right? And these rules can help you solve problems that the old rules can't solve, and solve them rapidly. And there's an accelerated rate of change of growth. Now, the failure with that is that in this new information marketplace, people are inserting things that they think are rules, but they're just really pseudoscience, and they don't solve any problems, right? But so you have to be a paradigm shifter, because a paradigm shifter is someone like so many of all of our great leaders that we talked about, including other figures like El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X, who understand at the time what the rules are, who the gatekeepers of those rules, and then transition to a whole new set of rules that upset the world. And that's why we remember El Hajj Malik El Shabazz for his many quotes, the ballad or the bullet, right? The ballad or the bullet. He's paradigm shifting, right? Dr. John Henry Clarke's many great statements on Africans have no friends, right? That's a paradigm shift, right? Dr. Leonard Jeffries' 50-year turning point and understanding concepts, analyses, processes, and systems. So once we have to understand the old rules, and then we have to ask our question: are we being stuck? Are we being blinded? Now, many people are blinded in those old rules because they get money. They've risen so high in that structure that to leave would be problematic, and so they fight against any thought or anything that's going to give people an accelerated rate of change. Okay, so getting back to connecting Paradigm TV, because I like to do that with what we're talking about, and I would hope other people know that, but they do have to know what a paradigm is, paradigm shift, and paradigm blindness, right? So the people that were my mentors, I would call them African warrior scholars, both women and men. And they fought for the advancement of Africans. If you look at all of them before enslavement, when Africa was at its height of its intellectual abilities, during the transatlantic slave trade and the trans-Saharan slave trade, to understand what went wrong, right? And while we're here in the Americas, right, to help us paradigm shift and rapidly continue to solve the problems. Booker T. Washington was a brother of yours, paradigm shift, DMG TV, right? Because what he was able to do was exactly a paradigm shifter. He took military type education and connected it to industrial education, and created a model called Tuskegee College to Tuskegee University. And in that short period of time, roughly 50 years out of slavery, they built more institutions, more buildings, more facilities, and used technology, in fact, to do it, which was unheard of 50 years out of enslavement. And so with my personal journey, family, I began this path in roughly 1983, coming from the projects like many of us come from. I came from Castle Hill projects in the Bronx. Some of my young brothers, you might know them as Sex, Money, and Murder. I was on the Castle Hill side. There was a Soundview side with Pete Roloff. I was on the Castle Hill side. Nevertheless, they joined and it became one of the most dangerous projects in New York, but specifically the Bronx. And I say one of them because they all followed the same kind of a path of destruction, uh, meaning get money quick and super exploit people, or just didn't care, right? Just didn't care, and a lot of them never made a lot of money. They, but they thought that was our world because the world before groups like that was, hip hop, early rap, hip hop. Only a few people began to make it out. Bambaataa, Africa Bambaataa, somebody that I know that I met at roughly 15 years old. He was able to tie his popularity with the Zulu Nation and his DJing skills, right? And he was one of those people who got a deal. And then that opened up, but there was only a limited amount of people that was really making money. Anybody know the Bronx at that time period was a kind of a war zone. It was not a kind of a war zone, it was a war zone. It was all project based, regional based, gang based. And I'm talking about the old.
Not to veer you too far, of course, but speaking to people who you knew and kind of grew up in the same lane with, didn't you have some dealings with as my man Captain K would say, Commanding General Yohana growing up?
Oh, sure. Sure. Thank you for reminding me. So in our projects, the closest high school was Stevenson. And I went to Stevenson with the Commanding General Yohana and his brother Chris. And they were good friends of mine. Well, Chris was more of a good friend. Captain Yohana was a little older. And Captain Yohana, Commanding General Yohana, I'm not going to call his government name for purposes, but he was a good dude. He was an athlete. He wasn't in those streets like that. He could fight. He was a championship wrestler, right? But I went to college and he went to the ISUPK school. And then I didn't know him for years later until they split, and then he moved to Philadelphia. But I did know about the camps, but I didn't know my brother General Yohana was part of that. But he was a neighborhood dude. And when we go back to our neighborhoods, and I go back to my neighborhood, there's kind of like a rank and file of who you was. He's a good dude, a slime dude, drug dude, a murderer dude, extortionist dude. Well, many extortionists, they got murdered. That was just right. Or you was a pretty boy. You had the ladies. We have ranks. So we have reunions, and sometimes people come through. I come through occasionally, but there's good news there and there's bad news on my block. There's people still mad at me for what I did when I was there. So we all back. But General Yohana, we're cool to this day. He's the only person from the so-called conscious community that he would shake their hand, right? And so that's my brother. Have nothing. And then his students, Captain Tazariak and the rest of the many of the other captains, they tolerate me because of my relationship. But I'm on a complete different side than the camps. And then I was around when many of the Area and many of the other kind of older ISUPK people used to go down to Times Square and speak. And I would go down there and I would argue with them over ancient Egypt versus the Hebrew. I would argue with them, but they militarized themselves. And so you had to be kind of cautious. But yeah, so that is my what I want to say about the Commanding General Yohana.
Okay.
Now, so in 1983, some of the things that changed my life, my first professor was Professor Edward Scobie. He wrote the article Black Britannia, and he was from Dominica, and he became a World War II bomber pilot. He as a bomber pilot killed more Europeans than anybody that I know. Right? He was a bomber pilot, but he was from Dominica, and so he had really good access to the knowledge of Caribbeans. So I learned a lot of things about Haiti and Dominica and the Columbos, the Maroons from Professor Edward Scobie, and uh, and then next class I took was Ed Colbert, and he did a whole class on law and Black community, and that was my first instance of understanding the importance of law. In the Black community. I mean, when we thought of law, we only really thought about the police locking us up, being involved in crime. Uh, I didn't understand how law could be used to help us. How law is part of governance, and if you can control the law, you could control people. And so that emerged into something that we'll talk about maybe on another show called the Black City Plan, where law, cities, if you look at city civilization, those type of words, right? You see this word CI, and this CI, right, is kind of the lowest level of governance. And then connected to governance has to be law. So you control people by law. Ultimately, whether you take them over or things are taken over, at some point, law has to come in. And that's in every civilization, and that's even biblical, right? You have the biblical laws. So you have governance, and then you have governance with law, right? And then you have economics, right? Where you control the flow of goods and services. But Ed Colbert taught me law. Later on in my life, believe it or not, I would work in a law office for 16 and a half years. And then later on, I would ultimately have to do a federal case against the company that I actually worked with, who were lawyers. And I had to, we had a disagreement, and we fixed that disagreement in court. So I had to learn law. And I laugh at the conscious community because they don't understand the significance of law. Law goes beyond criminal cases to go to civil cases, and you have a lot of stuff in this community. Because one of the things I'm an expert at is defamation suits, and I'm waiting for a good one, right? With somebody with some deep pockets that makes the mistake of violating me with defamation, so that I could take houses and cars, right? Because the stuff that's happening in the conscious community about the slander and things like that really has to be met with law, and it has to stop. Now,
Hey, real quick, brother Reggie, I'm actually gonna hit you up offline about people doing things of that nature, because people like to play with people's name and think it ain't gonna be no consequences. So I'm gonna talk to you offline about that.
Oh, it's actually a beautiful section of law. There's two things. One is everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? But if this talk is taking money out of your pocket, or they're making money because they are slandering you, right? And one defamation law is really nice. It's one. There's a part where it's where they talk about damages, how it damages you. Another part of defamation law is that it was televised, right? So that makes that's two cases, two parts of it right there. Another part of it is, privilege. Were they privileged to do it? Did they have some type of privilege, which they don't, right? And then there's it goes back to the damages. How much is this? you have to sometimes you have to do what you call special damages, and then there's emotional affliction and stuff like that, and all of those things can be met. And so that's why you see cases like Cardi B and that YouTuber, and Cardi B, she wins on a defamation case, because it's really easy to make a case on defamation. And then I can tell you some tricks. So some of these people who see, there's haters, that's what we call them. But then there's people who go a few steps over hate. And look, they're gonna have to go home and tell their wives and their kids why somebody's taking their car, why we can't live in this house no more. So we'll talk about that.
For sure.
Because guess what? I'm involved in a case right now for a pro se who some woman called him. He's Jewish, by the way, right? But he pays. And some woman called him a nigger. Some mixed woman called this Jewish man a nigger. And my community is upset with me. Reggie, why are you helping them? Why are you doing this? And why? Because she called him a nigger instead of having the kahunas to call him what she really wanted to, which was a Jew. And her actions, what you do is you normalize the word nigger, meaning anybody can be called a nigger, right? And you should see their defense. Their defenses is so horrible. The irony of a Jewish person calling complaining about being called a nigger from a black person. That's not even the point. The point is, how much harm did you cause this man, right? And so when I mean that this, so most of the reason why I'm taking this case, and is because of not the money, right? But because the word nigger was involved, and we can't allow that in our society about allowing people to call people niggers, right? So I know some people brush their teeth with that word, but there's a penalty, and I'm trying to get. I probably won't get any case law done on it because it's turned into all of this technical law stuff, right? So we probably won't ever get into the merits of the case before it's disposed of, because it's all of this cheating that happens in law. Nevertheless, 1984, I was enrolled in an advanced Black Studies class with Dr. Leonard Jeffries. He just came back from South Africa, and he was involved in the South African movement, and through those encounters with Dr. Leonard Jeffries, I would meet Dr. John McClark, and we would all go to this place called the First World Alliance that happened Saturday. And to get extra credit in this class, you would go and attend that lecture series where Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, all of the early greats were speaking about Africa. And so that's where I got my education, from Dr. Leonard Jeffries' class and from the First World Alliance, where I got to see other great scholars. The same year, an African king came to Brooklyn, the Ashantahene Opakawari II. And he came to Brooklyn because they were interested in the Golden Stool and the Ashantis. Now, the Ashanti culture is part of several cultures, Akan cultures in West Africa and Ghana. And many of those cultures, they are ultimately why the transatlantic slavery trade was successful, because the Ashantis warred with the Fante, the Ewe, and the Ga, right? And through that, the Portuguese took advantage and built these great, huge slave fort dungeons and castles with moats. And so this king was coming, and Dr. Leonard Jeffries was part of this welcoming. And then they had a grand durbar in City College, and then I was recruited to work under Professor Small, because he was in charge of the City College South Campus, and I worked under Professor Small, and we welcomed this king. And then for the first time, I saw Dr. Jeffries out of the classroom with his wife, with Dr. John Henry Clark and other people in the community in a way I never saw them. They took off their dashikis, right? And they wore traditional African clothing. And you could not tell them apart from the rest of these Africans. And I stood there in awe as Dr. John Henry Clark led this contingency, this group of Black scholars and Black notables dressed in African kente cloth, akan cloth, meaning that basically you're just naked with a cloth on, and it's tied a certain type of way. And to see people that I knew now as traditional Africans, and I was like, huh? Now remember, I'm from the streets, right? I'm like, what's this going on, right? And then at the same time, I started working with Professor Small, who many of the people should know worked with Ella Collins, Malcolm X's sister. And for years before then, for about 20 years before that, they had always celebrated Malcolm's birthday at Malcolm's gravesite. And they had this pilgrimage. And so I was recruited in '84, roughly, to work with Professor Small. And there I met Malcolm's sister, Ella Collins. I met Rodnell Collins. And then after that, there would be a event at a church where Malcolm X was funeralized, and there I would meet Sister Betty. And many times I used to walk Sister Betty to her car at night. I met the daughters. Some of the daughters are my age, actually. And so I met the daughters, but I became part of a very special vanguard group, right? Very quiet, very silent, right? I also met Rodnell Collins, who is Malcolm's nephew. And so I know about all of the fights with the Nation of Islam at the time, right? During that time period, right? And there was casualties on both sides of the Nation of Islam and of the Malcolm X's group. There was this war going on. They continued for a while based on paradigm blindness, right? Following rules and not wanting to adjust the rules. Yes, Malcolm said something.
Excuse me, one second, brother Reggie. Let me shout out MVP Chris Harris. Appreciate you sharing that link, brother, and family. I want to say this real quick. Shout out to MVP Chris Harris. That's a good brother. I don't care what nobody say about that brother. That's a good brother. Me and him, they had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of stuff behind the scenes, in front of the camera. But that brother is man enough to come to you as a man and rectify situations when other people will let things fester when they don't have to. I appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate you sharing that link. Go ahead, Reggie, my bad.
No problem. So, yeah, so I had become, at that early part, a special group. And this group, you know, we get a phone call. So I got several phone calls. One phone call was when Sister Betty Shabazz had that fire set by her grandchild. And I just get a phone call in the middle of the night. This is what's happening. We don't know. We'll let you know, right? And we'll let you know what hospital and etc. And fine. So we're going over there. We're going over to the house, and you just stand by. And through my life, through my young experience, when I consider myself a soldier, these are the relationships. And if anybody know that Professor Small in those days, you would know Professor Small in those days, right? So he's a eloquent, how can I say, elder at this point. But I knew him coming from being Ella Collins's bodyguard during some very difficult times, right? And those and etc. But we with the Nation of Islam, uh, we let go. I think both sides our issues when Malcolm's daughter got caught up in a conspiracy, so-called wanting to murder the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and we all went to the Apollo Theater, and we witnessed Sister Betty and uh, Minister Louis Farrakhan meeting each other so many years after after the death of Malcolm, having them all being great friends, Minister Louis Farrakhan's wife and Sister Betty being all great friends at a time, and then that killing of Malcolm X happened, and by the people who really did it which were the real oppressors, and there were a lot of unfortunately people that were caught up in that, and then of course yes, there was a climate of hate. There was no reason why the Nation of Islam should not hate Malcolm. It's easy. Malcolm taught them what to do. They was just following Malcolm's orders, but it was just Malcolm that was the target now, because Malcolm taught them how and what to do. Malcolm wasn't what we see, what we know of. You have to look at his history in the Nation of Islam, right? And so he taught the Nation of Islam how to act, and so they acted. But unfortunately, some other people got involved, the oppressor, and so now there's a case that the family's having a case against the CIA, the FBI, the New York City police, and maybe at another show, I'll show you where I went to the Audubon Ballroom before the case got started and commented before the case got started about how the case that they should do the case. I know you don't believe it, DMG.
I know. I believe you. I believe you.
I could clip it, and you'll be surprised to see me talking to Malcolm's family, Ilyasa, Henry Louis Gates that was there, and some other groups of people. But yes, now they have real representation, and it's moving on. I think, yeah. And I'll tell you another funny story. This is a funny story. So I get to how I was working at the Schomburg, but I was at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture of the New York Public Library. I'm the only person, non-PhD or whatever they want to call it, by the gatekeepers that worked at a research center, which I worked in about 6 years. So I worked at the Schomburg, and there was a function, and Sister Betty came and Dr. Jeffries came. Now, Dr. Jeffries, Betty had been trying to get some money from Alex Haley from all of those publications, right? That on Malcolm X's autobiography, and Alex never did the right thing. But Dr. Jeffries knew Alex Haley, and I'll tell you how and why. And Sister Betty, it was funny. Dr. Jeffries used to rock this gold piece. It was a Bakota pendant. That's kind of like a Bakota is a kind of a tribal face, like a netter, a deity, right? And he had this gold chain, and Sister Betty, she wanted her money. So she came to Dr. Jeffries, and she basically jacked him for his chain. And I saw Dr. Jeffries, a tear run down Dr. Jeffries' eyes. She didn't really jack it. She did take the chain. Dr. Jeffries could have gotten the chain back if he did the right thing, but that's just how things go, right? So that's all right. Dr. Jeffries had another one of those chains, but it was silver. So he started rocking that. I'm just talking about the interactions of things that I've seen. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? I'm not boring you, am
Yes,
I?
sir. Absolutely not.
Okay. So,
Absolutely not.
uh, so in the city college, I was one of many, but so I have probably about 60 brothers, a few older than me, and then I probably have 20 sisters. And we worked as a kind of an African clan, and our elders, Dr. Scobie, Professor Scobie, called us the Sons of Africa, and the women scholars in the department created what you call the Daughters of Africa, and there's the Daughters of Africa at City College under Sister Jeannie Bain, Sister Jerry, Sister Camille Yarbrough, and at Hunter College, where Dr. John Henry Clark taught, Dr. Ani Marimba Ani, she created the Daughters of Africa. And we kind of worked together as an African clan on African things. My close relationship with Dr. John Henry Clark started when Dr. Leonard Jeffries would need to send books or letters or messages to Dr. Clark. So he would send me to Dr. Clark's house with just a letter package, some books, and then I also worked in his library. Whenever he got new books, we would kind of stack them, right? But I was just a worker, right? Just do as you're told. Here, Brother Reggie, here's a letter for Dr. Clark. Make sure it gets there. Fine, right? Tell us who you gave it to, because he has secretaries. Fine, and back and forth type of thing. And then it was the books. Simply, look, take the books. Don't. I don't want no books missing. That's Dr. Clark. Put them here, put them there, and have a nice day. How I got close to Dr. Clark was in 1986. Dr. Jeffries had been talking to Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, and you know who Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a great African origin of civilization. And so he had met Dr. Diop in 1956 when Dr. Jeffries was in Switzerland, and then he went to France. He met Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop then. Dr. Clark knew of Dr. Diop's work because let me tell you something. Dr. John Henry Clark was the black, how can I say, intelligence officer. He was a black CIA, FBI. He knew everything that moved about black people. Booker T. Washington also was really, really great. Dr. John Henry Clark took it a whole nother level. So much so, there is an FBI file on Dr. John Henry Clark from his socialist days all the way down to his nationalist days. They basically wired his house, and the FBI report is available, right?
Wow. Now that I never knew. That's crazy.
Oh, as a scholar, because Dr. John Henry Clark was a paradigm shifter, and he was connecting to Africa. He was connecting to the Black world. He knew everybody, and so the cheat sheet is, well, why don't we just tap his house, and then we know everything. And then there were a lot of black folks that worked for those intelligence and who got close to Dr. Clark, and they were the ones who actually gave the kind of human intelligence about Dr. Clark. But Dr. Clark was such a beautiful person. He was married. He wasn't a womanizer. He wasn't a scammer. He wasn't a hustler. He just loved black people, right? And he was our entry into the white world, because there was a association before he created the African Heritage Studies Association and the Black Studies Conference. Dr. Clark was involved in the White African Studies Association, and he broke from it. And he broke from it with Dr. Leonard Jeffries as one of his henchmen, right? And they broke and they created the African Heritage Studies. And so that way we got some African agency and African autonomy. Nevertheless, Dr. Jeffries is planning to go and meet Dr. Diop, a good brother, friend of ours who is a student of Dr. Ben and Dr. George Simmons, William Randolph X. He goes, organizes a trip, and he's going to take Dr. Jeffries, Dr. Clark, and we're going to meet Dr. Shekant Diop. Now, what I mean, by this time I'm an aide of Dr. Jeffries, and so I'm selected to go on the trip. And my job was to go on the trip. I was Dr. Jeffries and Dr. John Henry Clark's personal escort.
Wow.
And I was also in charge of Malik Small, which is James Small's oldest son, Hassan Jeffries, which was Dr. Jeffries' second oldest nephew. His oldest nephew is, you probably know him, he's a congressman, but he didn't go on that trip. Hassan Jeffries did. And Dr. Clark's son, Sonny Clark. Dr. Clark has a son. His name is Sonny Clark. And so through that, now I'm traveling with Dr. John Henry Clark and Dr. Jeffries and the group. We had about 60, 70 people, but they had their own time. And in their own time that the whole group could not go to, they got into a cab, and for hours and hours, they would leave the group and they would go and meet people. And I would go with them to make sure, as best as I can, to make sure that they to do my job, whatever my job was. Because see, in those days, I wasn't. How can I say? I might have been always thin and frail, but I had a bigger mission, right? And I knew I was trained, and I knew what my mission was. And so there was a lot of African people and African people sent by Europeans that would come around. One, they would try to pickpocket you. Two, they would try to, rob you. Three, they would try to collect information. So that was my job. No matter what you think I'm romanticizing it, I'm not. It was me, it wasn't you, right? But the fact of the matter was, I was in a car, and we had went to 3 Senegalese mosques, 2 first. And these are long hours in a cab, bumpy roads, because there's no paved roads at this time, this 1986. And I'm complaining, listen, it's hot in Ghana, no air conditioning. I was like, do we got to go to the 3rd one? And then that's when I met Dr. John Henry Clark's personality for the first time. I was really talking to Dr. Jeffries, who I had a close relationship with. But Dr. John Henry Clark was on a passenger side, and I was on the driver's side. Dr. Jeffries was up in the middle, right? And Dr. Clark turned to me and said, "Shut up, you a damn fool."
Oh man.
I'm like, huh? Right? And then here's Dr. John Henry Clark. This is something. Dr. John Henry Clark will call you a damn fool for not knowing, not because you're a fool, but not knowing the significance of where you are going to go. And then after he called me, shut up and called me a damn fool, and Dr. Ben called me that several times. But after he did that, he gives a lecture. He gives you a lecture. He didn't like, I'm like, who are you talking to in my mind? And he gives you this great African lecture about where we're going. And so we went to the Tuba Mosque. And this is one of the greatest Senegalese mosques that had no love for Arabs. They actually ended up, this African movement wrote the Quran inside their African language, right? And they believed that the Arabs who gave them Allah, right, were not capable of practicing Islam. And so we get there, and man, I went back to the 1500s in Senegal. I'm talking about the old African market, right, with Africans being Africans, right? Now, Africans being Africans, I'm talking about a lot of the women are, how can I say, their breasts are showing, right? A lot the other ones are carrying their babies on their back. Talking about all ancient type dress that they were wearing, right? The colors, everything. I was, huh? I had seen it in City College, but I now I'm seeing it in Africa. And these people are very, very. Most of them are very, very dark. Lots of smiles, but caring about their business as Africans. Uh, and there's some other things I'll leave out, but nevertheless, so we get to the Tuba Mosque and the doors close, and here's Dr. Jeffries, boom, 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 and people are looking, boom, 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 and the guy opens up the door, and Dr. Jeffries talks in fluent French. Basically, we are African Americans. Dr. John Henry Clark, our premier historian, would like to speak to the imam and to have passage in the mosque. So door closes, boom. Then the imam comes back, smiling, knows who Dr. John Henry Clark is, opens up the door, welcomes in. He couldn't speak long because he had lots of things going on in the mosque with some people, but he gave us basically the ability to walk through the mosque. So then, Dr. Clark is, he's messing, he's really, what Dr. Clark does, so we come in, and then Dr. Clark walks to this kind of water well, this big water fountain, and he takes off his shoes, he takes off his socks, he begins to wash his feet, and then he looks at us like we're stupid. Do the same. So off the shoes, off the socks. Now, Dr. Clark, Dr. Jeffries, Brother Reggie, shoeless, sockless, and now we are walking through the whole mosque, right? Shoeless. And then we go up to the tower, Dr. John, and we overlook the whole area, Tuba Mosque. We go into where they pray, and we go through this all barefooted. I'm talking life-changing experiencing, right? Without being, right?
Let me read this.
Yes.
From my man, the God Killer over at Community of Skeptics, aka Bobby Banger, aka the God Killer. It says, Brother Reggie is the force that forced Sinetta to recognize me and the teams I formed. Long live the dude that connected the young to the old. That's a powerful statement. That's a powerful statement.
Because you gotta understand, academically, Robert West, right? We call him the God Killer. We call him Bobby Banger, right? But the first, how can I say, technically with archaeology, technically with evolution, technically with North Africa, in these communities that we find, you could find no better thinker. He would tell you about Gobero. He would tell you about the rock paintings. He would talk to you about the dotted line and the dotted and wavy line pottery, right? Brother Mark had much to offer, right? And then he had a team, and I also worked with his partner at the time, Smash Rockwell, and on Kim on Trial, I needed help because I was with, Polite, and we were going to do Kim on Trial, and I had a good relationship with Polite, right? However, we needed some more expertise. And so Ankh was able to we negotiated, or Ankh negotiated, because because they was basically like, we all go, we don't go, and you lose, right? So Ankh and his team came, and he spoke at one of the biggest functions. And so I don't think that I forced anybody. I think that people see people's values. And so the Amara squad at the time came, and we were able to, because it was on Kim on trial, we was able to defend that North African civilization, Egypt, against mythology. And so, me and Ankh, we could go back and we argue sometimes, but he's forever my friend. And we argue, damn near cuss each other out. But I'm older, a little older, so I don't try to get under a person's skin, because there's bigger things. But you can find no better one of our group really on North Africa, and so. So there we go. So I want to thank Ankh.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to. Oh no, go ahead and finish. My bad.
No, and for recognizing my usefulness of bridging the elder scholars with the young scholars. I tried, but on one of those platforms, you can only treat elder scholars a certain type of way, right? And you can't use them as your own, and they don't let you. So some of my people don't know. I took Dr. Joseph Ben Jocannon. I took him to one of the functions, one of the debates. Did y'all know that?
Did you really?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I got Dr. Ben, who was at the nursing home. And none of these people wanted to deal with the young people. None of the big scholars. They didn't want to. But I went to visit Dr. Ben, and I bribed him with bacalao and pineapple juice. And I says, hey, Doc, you want to hang out with me today? Yeah, where we going? Well, there's this big debate happening in Harlem on the Moors. You want to go? I said, and one of the speakers is a student of yours. And that was Sarasun Seti. That was Azra Kwesi's student, but Sarasun Seti had known Dr. Ben, of course, because of his uncle and for going on trips. But anyway, I took him to that debate, and you can if it's still on, you could see Dr. Ben coming into one of our debates,
Okay.
And that's incredible.
Yeah, that is. Let me go back to these questions, because I think you pretty much covered the first.
No, I got a lot more, but you go ahead.
Yeah, and like I said, I know we can expound on that forever. But as far as that second question, you kind of got into it, but I wanna get a couple of these in.
Okay.
Oh, give me one second.
I see some drama coming.
All right. Yeah. Hey, so you done with that?
Done what?
The little thing you had to do.
Yeah, that was just kind of learning their routine. They don't do nothing. They just sit there until midnight, then they go to bed. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I do have a grandson who lives in the
All right.
basement.
I'm not on mute, so you ain't gotta elaborate.
Okay.
All right.
I was going to elaborate because your wife is angry about it.
Gotcha. All right. I had already told my guest what was up. My daughter back from her little thing I was telling you about. So, but yeah, let me get to this. No,
Daddy was packing a 4-4.
I'm trying to tell you. So this ain't. Well, I guess you could say we getting into the drama a little bit, but not really. So you've been in the conscious community for decades, or the quote unquote conscious community. I always tell
39, 40 years.
I tell people,
conscious community, no. The conscious community, I don't know, 12, 13 years or something like
that.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. And I want to get your insight into this too, because I tell people the real conscious community, not what we see on YouTube. The real conscious community is the community centers, the grassroots organizations that's actually having motion in the community and doing things.
Well, that's the black movement. That's the whole black movement with all this diversity from the Black Panther Party,
Absolutely.
to to the Nation of Islam and to the Moors and to these are all remnants of people who have tested and have fought white supremacy, right?
Yeah.
One way or another, right? These are adult men. Most of them are now in their 80s, right? A lot of them was in battles. That's the real black movement. The conscious community is more theater, more money, more. It's not doing what you say with paradigm shifting. It's not set up for a movement, social change. It's not set up for that. It's set up to give a young population some information, but it's not to what I was talking about is when I was in the university, they moved us into the black movement, right? They made us soldiers. They gave us something bigger to stand for. The conscious community is, and it varies because it's not all the same, but there are some people like Ankh and them that really want people to think about science, right? So he builds teams. And then there's just individuals who always focus on them, focus on themselves and their work, but they're not part of the black movement. Okay.
But okay, so and I'll kind of rephrase the question to a little bit. So you've been in the black movement and by extension, the quote unquote conscious community for decades, before YouTube and social media. How do you feel the movement has evolved since those early days? Has the digital space helped or harmed the mission?
Harm. It has put a spotlight on all the things, but it's very distracting. So you can get very confused about what you should be doing, how you should be acting, how you should be. How you need to merge this with what you're doing with your family, right? It's very distracting. It's TV. So the conscious community is TV. Now within that, there are some groups of people that do things with that, right? They encourage you, and the conscious community is bigger than our side. There are other groups of people in the conscious community, like you said, the flat earthers and all of that is part of this thing. So how can I say the problem is that we are very, very distracted. And I heard your opening spiel about unification. There's nothing to unify because we're not unifying to do any work. Everybody's an expert now with Google technology and the internet, right? AI, everybody, but they ain't work in a research library. They didn't write papers before the internet. They don't talk to scholars. They might have them on as a guest, but they don't interact. They don't build family relationships, or they're not directed to build family relationships, but they are directed to get people into events and stuff like that. So it's not we don't have the same we're not the same people that we were 20, 30 years ago. The 20, 30 years ago, those people were trying to build institutions, trying to get people into universities, trying to build character and values through work. Unfortunately, some of the work is dangerous. The conscious community, you can come and you can go. You can wear a chain, you can wear a T-shirt, you can how can I say, you can be whoever you want to be on the internet, as long as you pop on, right? But there's no real there's not a lot. I'm not going to say none because there are some people, but there's no real commitment to social change.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
They don't respect the elders. And first of all, they don't respect the elders because the elders are competition to them.
Let me, and this is not one of the questions I sent you. This kind of on the fly. What's your position on how we see a lot of people just vehemently disrespect elders who have actually put in work in our community? And when I say that, I mean, whether they're still with us or they've transitioned, I see a lot of elders get disrespected by people who can't fill their shoes. And I don't care how educated these people consider themselves to be. And it's weird to hear it, but they have no regard. It's what's your like? What is that about?
First of all, elders are competition to a lot of them, because when elders in the room, see, when I was around, when Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Dr. The great elders, when they were speaking, there was no air in the room to speak, right? Many of the greats are really gone. So now it's a lot of diverse talk, right? You could talk about anything, and now all you got to do is some push-ups, look good in your costume, right? And have a deep voice, not like a voice like mine, but a deep voice, and how can I say, be charismatic and collect a lot of women around you, get some cars, and so real elders are competition. Why? Because they've done the work. Not that they went to universities, because not all of them went to the universities, but they love Black people. They're in competition because this generation don't love Black people. And I'm going to tell you why. Most of these people, if you ask them who their grandparents are, right, they have to stop. If you ask them who their great-grandparents are, many of them can't do it. Maybe met one and call them something like Sissy or Aunt Betty or something, like, don't know their real names first and last, and definitely don't know their great-grandparents. So their great-great-grandparents. So they have no respect for their own families, right? So that's the first thing. Is I happen to be from the South, from Newport News, Virginia, and my daddy from North Carolina, and we our kinfolks were our greats, right? These people don't respect their parents and their grandparents. I mean, how you gonna call your grandma let's say Sissy, and your grandpapa Boss? Don't know their real goddamn names. So they don't know the names of their own family.
Right.
How are you gonna get them to respect? Do they go to the graves of their own parent, of their great grands? Do they even think about them or talk to them about it? No, but they replace them with Jacob, Isaac. They replace them with their favorite theory. They don't talk about their own families. And then second of all, they've done push-ups and they got big kahunas and they got a lot of women, but they got in a lot of cars. But what are their children doing? I'm not talking about all, because there are other groups of our community, like the Masons, like the Jack and Jills, like the Boulets, right? Sigma Pi Phi, the fraternities. They got more structure. They're winning because they care about their lineage. They can, in their organizations, they know their grandmasters, or they know their grand archons, right? Yeah, I don't know, y'all know that word, but you can look it up. The grand archons. They know their grand con, and they know heads of organizations, and they know ministerial lines. We don't even know our goddamn grandparents.
I was in the barber shop, and this brother said when he go to the South, he can visit the graves of his family members from the 1700s. I was like, damn, like that blew me away, and that kind of made me kind of. Now I watched the video you was in maybe 5-6 years ago, probably 6 years ago now, and you made me have to go and say, all right, I know my grandparents and I know my great grandparents, because my great grandmother lived to be 101. But I was like, but it was on my father's side. So I was like, all right, I gotta. You made me understand the importance. If I can sit here and talk about all this other stuff, I should be able to just like I can rattle off all this other stuff. I should be able to rattle that off just like that. And I never had thought about it until you said it, and I was like, oh man, he right. And I think you said, I can't remember if you said Dr. Carruthers told you that or if it was one of your other teachers.
Yeah, Dr. Leonard Jeffries in
Leonard
1994, when I took his class, the first assignment that he had after I had to be tested to get in his class, right? I had to do a presentation. And he gave A for black, A for African, B for black, C for colored, and D for dummy. He didn't give any Fs. But if you wanted an A, you had to be an African. So the first assignment our whole class had to do was to go to the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture and pull up our family names. If you were in the United States, if you were not, you better get your ass on the phone and you better start calling your aunts and your uncles, right? And you better start trying to get some Bible records or some records, and you got to do this paper. Well, I believe it or not, I had to go to Schomburg Center, and so in going to the Schomburg Center, I was able to find you had to choose a side of your family. So I choose my father's side of the family, and I was able to do that, and then bring home those records, and then talk it over with my parents, who were really excited. My father was really excited when he was alive about doing that. Talk about, yeah, I know these people. I know what you got census records to this. Yeah, this is, and then you find, well, we call them this, right? We call them that, and to kind of like unpack that. And so now you find your gods. Your gods is not the damn biblical gods and prophets. Your gods are your family members, right? And so I am glad that because guess what? With your children, right? With your children, you can leave a legacy. If you're not telling them about your own family, you're making your children tumbleweeds. And then ultimately they won't respect other people's, right? So that's the power, that's the power of that. And then there's nothing like going into the Schomburg Center or looking at census records and then looking for your parents, grandparents, your great grandparents, and then see the line stop and see farms where they're slaves. And then digging through that and trying to find, based on age now, who your family might be on that slave record. There's nothing like that. And until you do that, you're not a black man and you're not a black woman. You're a tumbleweed because you don't care about your own family. You're a tumbleweed. You're simply a tumbleweed.
You ready to get into a little drama?
All day, every day.
All right. So your interactions with Brother Jabari Osaze have been passionate, at times even heated. What do you agree with when it comes to his work and views, and what are your core disagreements? Would you describe your dynamic with him as a scholarly rivalry, ideological opposition, or something else entirely?
If you're on these platforms, it seems like that you're a rival, but believe it or not, you're a rival for someone else because you're not really making any money, right? So I don't worry about that. Ideologically, I went to Egypt in 1987, right? Do you know anybody that went to Egypt in 1987?
No, sir.
I went to Egypt in 1987. I went with Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Clark, Dr. Jacob Carruthers, and 1,000 more people. I took 120 people for that part of the tour and managed them because of my my previous work with Dr. Jeffries and Dr. Clark. Professor Jabari Sassi is a great scholar. He's very articulate, very well trained, and he will win most debates, right? Um, Everybody has shortcomings. I do have shortcomings because I'm not articulate. Uh, I will win debates, but Jabari is a better debater. Where I differ from brother Professor Jabari is when he leaves his professorships and he goes into his religion, right, or his spirituality. I don't believe in that. I believe in elders. I believe in ancestors, and I believe in real people. I've read enough Egyptian texts or Medu Neter for myself. I don't have to touch the wall and feel anything special or not. I can just read it. And so I don't think that dealing with spirituality is not even an African word. And making everything spiritual, if that's a word, is change. I think change comes with, of course, hard work, which Jabari has done, but it doesn't come with any kind of really religious connotation. So he's very well sourced, very well researched. His teacher, I know Shechem, right? From the Cyrus Set community. I had many. How can I say? I actually went when I went to Egypt. West Africa. Shechem, and the Cyrus Set community was on a plane, and we were all going to Ghana. His elders, Samaj, Baba, as they call him, Samaj, Say Patah. I knew him during the Dr. Ben days when I was in the ASCAC, and I was the sergeant of arms in ASCAC. So, I know Dr. Ben's interactions with him. They were reading the Book of the Dead of Anui, of Annie, as if it was the Bible, and Dr. Ben was not tolerating that. That was like, look, just learn the culture, learn the history, learn what the people of Kemet taught. But that book that you're reading, that's a burial book, right? Book of the Dead's Perdim Herus, or burial books. They are books for the end of your life. Learn what they did while they lived. Now, we can extract some of the things from the Perdim Heru, from some of the other texts that are kind of living cultures and texts, but I don't believe in spirituality. I don't believe in any of that stuff. My teachers, Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark, were more, I'm not going to say atheists, but you can call them atheists. They did not believe in God, but they had a deep reverence for African culture. So that's where it is now. If you see us on YouTube, who's creating the rivalry between us? Like me and Brother Jabbar, we have our differences, and normally, we would talk in the street, and we, his wife would complain because we would get into a conversation and just start walking down the block talking about it. But I have great love for him. I just don't. I just don't see the significance of trying to teach people ancient Egyptian religion or spirituality when we're not that. We're from West Africa. So I can understand what the people in that North African civilization wrote, and I can see how it's important to other African cultures. But it's like, a West African is not going to, how can I say, he doesn't understand the world directly through Nile Valley. And we in Black America, we don't understand. So there's always been this replacement kind of culture. Now, Dr. Jacob Carruthers, which you had mentioned, he wrote the Hosea. And many people read the Hosea, which is a selection of ancient Tawi, which is Kemet literature. And when he first introduced it, it was more like to understand the principles on how African people think. Dr. Ben was kind of side-eyed with it because he's saying that it sounds like you want to worship it. And the Hosea has these great passages. If you're a leader in command, many strive for excellence in all that you do, so that no fault could be found in your character. And in these great, like, kind of psalm, proverb passages. And Dr. Ben was saying, I'm watching you. Don't go any further. And so Dr. Ben and Dr. Malana Karenga and Dr. Jacob Carruthers had terrible arguments about this, to the point that, Dr. Malana Karenga, who I know in Egypt, Dr. Ben had this big blow up where Dr. Ben was like, there was this temple with a holies of holies, and Dr. Ben was basically saying, look, we stop here, we don't go into holies of holies. Dr. Malana Karenga was like, Dr. Ben, he told the Europeans going into it. Why can't our people experience what our ancestors left before us? And Dr. Ben was like, yeah, you can do it, but not on my watch. Take another trip. And so that wasn't more of a religious story. That was more like a power play, right? Dr. Ben, he's part of the mystery systems, and he was able, to bring, to help bring 1,000 people, but so did ASCAC, so did Dr. Malana Karenga, so did Dr. Jacob Carruthers. But Dr. Ben was pulling this big card. You can't do it. And so sometimes these type of things without my permission. And so some of these things became more like in a more modern, it's more hierarchy, it's more power plays, but I think everybody should stand on their own. I'm Brother Reggie. I stand on my own. I worked at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, the most preeminent research center, the ones that Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben and all of the great scholars of that time went to the Schomburg Center. I worked at the Schomburg Center. So much so I worked at the Schomburg Center that Dr. Jeffries and Dr. Clark and Dr. Reverend Butts got me a job at the Schomburg Center. Why? Because I was in technology and I had worked on some of their projects, and I would work on more of their projects, like I worked on Civilization of Barbarism. Check out the Diop's book. I was on the translation team. I created a registration system for ASCAC conference. I spoke in Aswan on technology.
Wait. I'm sorry. So wait a minute. You worked on Civilization of Barbarism?
Correct. The translation from French to English.
Whatever capacity it was, I never knew that. That's wow.
Sure.
I think that's probably the first time I heard you talk about that.
Sure. I was in school for computer science, and we were working on early PCs before Microsoft. And Dr. Jeffries connected me and my boss at the Schomburg, Richard Hudlin, and had us go because this group of people had these PCs that just came out with a word processing application. It wasn't Microsoft. And so they selected me to manage this computer, and they wanted to write this document not on a typewriter, because Yalingin Nagini didn't have any expertise on Selectric typewriters, but he did have expertise in typing. So now the issue is, okay, we have this word processing program, so I have to train him how to use it, and then basically then we have to, as a safeguard, we have to back up our data. Things happen, and so I manage that process. And so at the end, you have civilization and barbarism translated from English, from French to English. Right.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
told
Salute.
people,
Salute.
many scholars in the Schomburg Center how to use computers, because at those times a single desktop computer was $4,000, and we had bought one, and then we bought several others, and then my job became in-house desktop publishing. So everything in the Schomburg that went out the door, we saved money by publishing it in-house. So I published it, but at the same time, I trained the scholars how to use it to write papers and things like that. Okay, so that's what I did. So that got me. So ultimately, they got me the job at the Schomburg Center, and then and then really interesting, which is a lot of Schomburg Center is like the Mecca, and so Bishop Tutu was coming to New York, and he was going to the Schomburg, and here comes Dr. Clark's office. Brother Reggie, we've already called Howard Dodson to make sure that you are my escort. This is his office. Are you available? Yes, tell Dr. Clark I'll be there available. So I meet him outside the Schomburg. He walks in, we get our badges. We walk up to the reception. We're hanging out. Bishop Tutu comes in with his wife, and the first person he sees is this short-statured giant, Dr. John Henry Clark, and he says, "John!" Right? And I'm looking at Bishop Tutu and Dr. John Henry Clark have this moment with his wife. Now, remember, Bishop Tutu, he was one of the epicenters of this fight of apartheid. And but he knew Dr. Clark, and Dr. Clark knew him. And so that's the reach of like a Dr. John Henry Clark. And I've seen him with many John. Well, I wasn't there when he went to visit John Jackson, but he had gotten John Jackson a job at City College under Dr. Leonard Jeffries. And then when Dr. Ben lost his job at Temple University, he got Dr. Ben a job at Cornell University. Dr. John Henry Clark was such a connecting person, and Dr. Jeffries was like his understudy. So they connected all of these scholars. But yes, the reach of Dr. John Henry Clark was just amazing, and just to be with him and to be a trusted person. And ultimately, many of you should know, I was Dr. Clark's pallbearer. I was Dr. Joseph Ben Jochanan's pallbearer from their families, right? Because funerals are family based, right? I was Brother Lumbe Brab's pallbearer, and I was Dr. Khalid Muhammad's pallbearer. So these people in this YouTube community who want to kind of like manage people and then give them advice. Who are they? I mean, who are they? My experiences is with the greats in life and to their death. I was the last person to see Dr. John Henry Clark in his state. And I can show you pictures of me being his pallbearer. I can show you pictures, but what happened is, Dr. Clark was laid in state, and people come up and put in ankhs, put in money, put in a whole type of things, as they pass by, right? To tell Dr. Clark that they love him. But when you go into the ground, there's this, pallbearers are a very secret order, not pallbearers, but funeral homes. Those types of people, right? They open up the coffin in the elevator, and I was in the elevator right with them. I'm escorting Dr. Clark to the car, and we go into the elevator at the at Abyssinia Baptist Way's funeral, and it's me and the pallbearers, and they open up the coffin, and they take everything out, everything that any other human left. They leave it like they put him inside, right? They don't want nothing, whether they believe in spookism or not or whatever. It's just their rules and their obligation to the family and to the deceased. Take out all them unks, take out all the money, take out all that stuff that wasn't with him when he was put there.
Right.
Back, and let him go home to his place.
Man, that's when you named you said you was Dr. Kala Muhammad Pallbearer, Dr. Ben. That's like who? How many other people could say that? You know what I'm saying? Like
no, and by their families, not
right,
by nobody
right.
inserted me in. Nobody inserted me in, right?
Yeah.
I was with Dr. Ben in his late years. Many people know. He got in a nursing home, and then I started seeing him. He said he wanted to go home. Okay, doc. Okay, you want to go home? Yeah, I want to go home. So then I talked to my peoples, and we selected Reverend Al Sharpton, and I went to Reverend Al Sharpton, and I said, "Hey, Dr. Ben wants to go home. Can you help?" He says, "Dr. Ben?" Yeah, because Dr. Ben used to go to his to his organization every Saturday, in his older life. So him and Dr. Ben had a real great relationship, and so Al Sharpton comes down to the nursing home with me. We talk to the administrators. 24 hours. Dr. Ben is back in his house. Me and Reverend Al Sharpton. I can look through my things. Maybe I have a picture I can show.
I should have called this, instead of making this one of my spotlight interviews, I should have called this "Put Some Respect on Brother Reggie's Name." Like that's
put some respect on all of our names, but we have to, we have to deal with the people with the untruths, right? We have to deal with the people who are competing with the elders. That's what I don't get, right? To make their name something more than they are, right? I mean, some of them books falling apart. It's funny. This is the first copy of Afrocentricity, right? 1980. Everybody talks about Afrocentricity. It's the first copy. Let's see. I'm hoping that this picture will pop up. Here's Dr. Ben's obituary.
okay.
Right? Program. This is Dr. Ben's program, and I don't want to show you my name, but I'm in here, right? Here is Dr. Clark's obituary, right? Okay. Where is this picture? Maybe it'll pop out, or maybe it won't. But I'm on my way. I know where it might be, but it didn't pop out. So I can't show you. But anyway, we got Dr. Ben home, and Dr. Ben is such a boss. Here's a picture. You see this picture right here?
Mm-hmm.
Who's these people?
My man on the left, I can't name them, but I done seen them so many times.
Okay, well, let me help you out. This is Alex Haley, and this is Dr. Leonard Jeffries.
Yep.
Now, I'll tell you a funny story. Here's a funny story. Roots. Kunta Kinte, right? Alex Haley's family. Well, that's not really the truth. Dr. Jeffries had a project that he was that the university and some funders gave him money for to study African culture, and Dr. Jeffries named it the Kinte Project. And he asked Alex Haley to be involved in it because it was a great writer. And Alex Haley becomes a descendant of Kunta Kinte. Dr. Jeffrey brings him to Jufaray with his wife, Rosalind. And all of a sudden, Alex Haley is Kunta Kinte. And so those are the things. Some of those things are the things that I know, and you know,
It's crazy that you got like that first, because that, of course, that came out later on, but the fact that you knew out of the gate. So I'm a keep with the drama though. So let me ask you this question. I know where my sister Mika wanted. She wanted to know something along these lines. You've had moments of alliance and tension with figures like Brother Garfield and Brother Sonetta. How would you describe your current relationships with them, and what has kept those connections strong or strained over the years?
Oh, there's more people, but you know, Unc is a very, very strong ideological person. You know, he's a real black atheist, and you know he's into science. My issue with Brother Unc, if there was ever an issue, is that I'm published. I'm in a journal. I worked at a research library. I'm college educated. I can write. I've had a great experience with the elders. Brother Unc, you can talk about everybody else or measure everybody else. You can't measure me, right? So, because I don't mismeasure you.
Right? Say drop that link.
Yeah, because you're gonna say I'm not an expert, right? But guess what? I'm an expert in this. Who's that?
That's Dr. Clark, and I don't know who he's standing next to.
That's Brother Reggie.
That's you, Reggie? Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't look like that no more? I don't even resemble that no more?
Look at you. Well, it was a little for when you made it closer, I could see it now. Man. Young whippersnapper on there, huh?
Straight from Castle Projects.
Wow.
That's what we look like. And that's Dr. John Henry Clark when he could see.
Okay.
Not these people that would be around Dr. Clark when they can't.
Let me ask you, how old were you on that picture?
About 24.
24.
Yeah, about 24. 24, yeah. But Garfield Reed, yeah, Garfield, my brother. We don't really disagree. We've worked on a lot of things. We actually worked on a presentation that he was going to give against Brother Jabari, and I was with him. We were on the phone when he was having some he was having some issues with actually his daughters. One of his daughters was robbed by someone.
I remember that.
Right.
I remember that.
And this was happening, I guess, on New Year's Eve or something like that. And Garfield had, even though we had worked for weeks and months on the project, Garfield said that, listen, at 4 o'clock, I got to go somewhere and deal with something with my family. And I was one of the people that Garfield was talking to. Garfield, my brother, right? But I'm a lot of people's brother. That's the funny thing is, so when people fall out and be real evil to me, they forget the shit that I did for them. But they're fucking narcissistic, right? And thinking that what other people do, but they don't fucking matter. They really don't matter, right? They don't matter in my life, because at the end of the day, this is what matters in my life. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what matters in my life, because they can't do this. So they can say, I'm looking for this picture. I hope it pops up. But they are who they are, and just be who the hell you want to be. Be who you want to be, right? And
if I
yeah.
can, I want to shout out what's my brother, because I know you did and made and I'm not sure what the brother doing right now, but I know you did do a lot of work on what's my brother name, Baba, on Baba's channel.
Baba TV.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out to Baba TV.
Shout out to Baba
my
TV.
early work, he is still on his channel. Some of my other work, it's been privatized. It's not there. You can't find it for whatever reason. But check this out. Here's some I don't know, is it mirrored? I don't know if you can see. Okay, you can't see it, right? It's reversed.
Yeah, it's just small print, but we can see that it said the Supreme Court of the United States.
Okay, so I wrote a Friends of the Court brief for somebody that I was working with, and there's the stamp, right, sent to the Supreme Court, and it's on African slavery, right, for the purposes of his case. Whether or not it's accepted, whether or not the Supreme Court accepted it, because they didn't accept his case, right? They didn't accept his case, but it dealt with that the Supreme Court had no case directly on slavery, the roots of slavery. The Native Americans has what you call the Marshall Treaty that deals with them, but the African cases that went to court largely dealt with us as commerce, right? And so that's that. I got congressional recognition by a congressman, if that matters to you, right? This is special recognition. This is Congress right here. You see that right there? Congress? Yeah. And there you go. And that's by Congressman SBI. Special recognition from a congressman. I mean, I don't, this. So that's the problem with the conscious community. I'm not part of the conscious community. No. I mean, I could participate in, and I respect a lot of them. I just think that I just need to go where I'm appreciated. So I'm appreciated on Garfield's channel. I'm appreciated on Unk's channel. I'm appreciated on Camdyverse channel. I'm appreciated on Smash Rockwell channel. I'm appreciated when Sabio does something, Shackle Breakers, and those channels. And
Super Wavy
channel. And then I go where I'm appreciated. If I'm not,
and let us not leave out Paradigm Shift TV 314.
Oh yeah, DMG. DMG. Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking for a particular picture, but I can't. What am I doing?
Hey, my brother Paul asks a really good question, my brother. He says, does Reggie have an understudy or someone that he entrusts with his work and information?
Yeah, I have great people that work with me. I have Jedamah Kekare, who is an expert on the Meta Nature. I have many of the Sons of Africa that I worked with over the years, but I'm here on DMG. I'm giving DMG, an exclusive in my life as I saw some of the greatest elders. Right? I never, believe it or not, I never really talked about it. I never really talked about. And I never really talked about my life. I have videos of people, but I never really talked about it.
And that's hey, and now I'm even more honored now because I didn't know that you never really got to talk about these things. So with that being said, speaking of the elders, as someone who's walked with scholars and elders, but also debated on YouTube, what's your perspective on the rise of conscious entertainers versus true scholarship? And do you see a path to unite the two for the benefit of our people?
No path to unite the two because it's about money. It's really just about money. So no path to unite the two. I think that the entertainment is what it is. Get your popcorn, and there's some people that do it very, very, very well, right? Get on a show, see what the community is talking about. Fine. The other work is basically it comes down to publishing. So you're gonna live or die, and you're gonna be forgotten. How do you be remembered in your life? You be remembered by the great things that you do, and that might be for several generations, unless you hit the epitome of a Malcolm X, a Garvey, maybe a Dr. John Henry Clark, a Dr. Ben. But most people are not remembered. You remembered by the great work that you do, the great scholarship that you do. Even though I know when Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark weren't really, really well known, right? They weren't really known. Just in the later generations, a lot of our teachers underneath them talked about them to show where they came from. Because we come from mountains of men and mountains of women. So they have to show what his lineage was, which I talked about in this show. You came from what lineage? And some scholars do that. Other scholars, of course, they're known independently for their work, right? Independently for their work, and some for the organizations that they build and stuff like that. But ultimately, if nobody writes about you, if you don't write, you're just gonna be a tombstone. Nobody's gonna know.
That's facts. I got a tattoo right here that say the greatness of a man is measured by how he is remembered.
That's right. So get remembered, because these people that we're talking about, they let the granddaddies, great-granddaddies, great-grandmothers, great-great-grandmothers die. Because they don't write about them, talk about them, don't even remember them in the household. So it starts where we started the conversation. Hey, Juju. Juju went to New York. She's a pseudo killer official. She's tight with us. She came to New York. She wanted to check out Brother Reggie. We made it to the Met, walked her around, try to be real hospitable and to her, and to let her see. By the way,
shout out to my sister Juju. I call her the glow because every time she come on screen, it look like she glowing, like she the last dragon or something. But hey, Sabio, I remember when I used to say, when you used to come on a couple of years back, and I would say the second best resource in the community outside of Dr. Reggie. So I think you dead to rights when you say that, bro. So yeah. Hey, Brother Reggie, you ready? You ready for me to drop that link?
Yeah, but I thought you had more drama. Wait a second, I gotta get some water.
Yeah. I got one more question, and then I'm dropping the link. Well, two more, but we're gonna go through them quick. Two more. And look, unless your name is up, when you come up here, if you got a question for Brother Reggie, ask your question.
Not Dr. Reggie, Brother Reggie.
Yeah, that's why I caught myself, because I know you always correct people. If you got a question for Brother Reggie, you get one question. If you got a comment, say your comment.
Well, let me tell you a secret.
Go ahead.
Never mess with somebody who can publish and somebody who can write. Never do that.
There it is.
Because they will write your ass out of history.
There it is. So look,
go ahead.
Unless your name is Unc West, aka Bobby Banger, aka the God Killer, aka Robert West, etc. If you get one question for Brother Reggie, one comment, he gonna respond, and we gonna move to the next person. Now, if it's just one person up here, y'all can go back and forth if that's what he want to do. Shout out to my man, Mr. Morpheus, in the building. I ain't seen Mr. Morpheus in a minute. I hope everything good.
Oh, that's my brother. Mr. Morpheus is, bro. He's not an understudy of mine. He's a teacher of mine. Brother.
Shout
Morpheus.
out to Mr. Morpheus, man. But yeah, one question, a comment. But again, I'm gonna add Mr. Morpheus to that. Unless you're Mr. Morpheus or Brother Unc, one question or one comment, and then we're gonna move on. But if you stay up here, we'll come back around to you. But one question or one comment. He's not about to get into no back and forth with nobody. But if it's Unc or Mr. Morpheus, y'all can, y'all do what y'all do.
Oh, they can stay on. They can stay on.
Yeah. Now, so I'm gonna let you finish that question because a lot of people want to know. Because I didn't realize till you told me earlier. What's the deal with you and our brother Sonetta? And you ain't got to go into it deeply. Just elaborate as concisely as you can on what the situation is.
Good luck to Sonetta. We've had some good times and we've had some bad times. He does what he does and he does it really well. Good luck to him.
No doubt. And we can leave it at that.
Watch his channel. He's really great at what he does, but that's it.
There it is. Shout out to my big bro Sonetta. As y'all know, I call him the Godfather of consciousness. I will say this: my channel wouldn't exist, as I always say, if I wasn't inspired by that brother. So, always gonna be big bro to me. Last question. Looking at the next generation of Black scholars and freedom fighters, people in the grassroots Black community, what's your message to them? What must they never forget, and what must they do differently from those who came before?
Like Morpheus says, in your life, try to find out as much as you can that is true, right? That you can verify that's true. That will help you the best. The real struggle for our people is to the death. It could take marriages away from you, can separate you from your children. It's only something, the Black struggle is something that only a few people can endure. You have a state that is invested in disenfranchising you for their own personal wealth, right? And it means that money to them for their quality of life means your death, unless you partner with them. But that means that they're using you. So for the young people, just try to find out as much as you can find out that you can verify that's true, right? And the first thing that you should do is verify your family members and where they came from. We got a lot of people creating distractions about who they are, but they don't give a F about them anyway, right? They call them Big Mama and stuff like that, out their name and stuff like that. Don't even tell you what their real names are, or they say it's a secret. No, it's not a secret. You don't know. And then if they are who you say that they are, show me something about the languages they speak and the culture, or did you know them at all? And I'm not talking about your grandmother. I'm not really talking about your great-grandmother. I'm talking about your great-great-grandparents. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
100%.
Find out who your family is. Before you say where they come from or what they do, you don't know their city, you don't know the states they came from, You don't know nothing about them but a name, except for you might put one person. Listen, you got 2 parents. You got how many grandparents?
4.
How many great-grandparents? Right? How many great-great-great-grandparents? More than on my fingers, 16. So you're going to find one of them and put them in one place and not look at the rest of them? And you want to talk to somebody like me? I want to see your census records. Oh, it's secret. I can't tell you. It's my family personal business. You don't care about them, nigga. Show me a grave. Show me a family reunion. You know how you tell somebody who's a fake? Show them at a family reunion and see how how their family deals with these people themselves, right? Their own families, how they deal with you. I want to see your hierarchical scale in your own families, right? Say what?
The mother of Paradigm Shift, Mama B, Barbara Cunningham, has a question for you, Brother Reggie. She says, Brother Reggie, our people always speak on wanting our people elevated and motivated to evoke change for the betterment of our people. What should we as a people need to do to evoke and sustain change?
Your investment, your biggest investment is your children, right? Many of us done all that we can do at this time. But if we are not equipping our children and our grandchildren with everything that we have, and we've just got cars and houses and women and Negroes and short dresses and weaves and fancy suits and jewelry and diamonds and all those things fade. You don't even look good in them after a while. Your hairline recedes, you get bald spots, you wear wigs. Yeah, put it in your children and your community, right? Do civic duty, right? Be a mentor like Dr. Clark was to me, like Dr. Jeffries was to me, like Rosalind Jeffries was like to me, or Dr. Kitty Amin was to me. Go and find young people that you can talk to. I mean, people like Unc does that, I mean, build teams, help people. Don't charge people for everything. I know people charge people for every little thing that they do for people. So Sister B, Robert Cunningham, you already know it's our future generations. It's not our generation. We didn't did as much as we could do just to survive. But we need to help our people thrive. But make sure that they respect you, right? Just don't do nothing for people. Well, that's why we have these. See, the fraternities figured it out. The Boule, Sigma Pi Phi figured it out. The Jack and Jills figured it out, right? The Masons have figured it out, right? You have to be in a kind of a structure instead of willy-nilly, because you have to fortify it with kind of peer movement. Otherwise, what happens is, I'm getting that money from that old lady and that man. There's no. You gotta duplicate people. Duplicate yourself.
There it is. And we got our first panelist. He goes by Lucifer the Devil. What's your question or comment for Brother Reggie?
I don't know. I mean, go ahead. I'll listen.
We interacted before, Reggie. I just had a quick question. I hit the Cash App, brother. I wanted you to ask the question earlier, but it is what it is. On Garfield's channel, he had called you and you mentioned that you took your DNA test. Do you mind sharing your results?
Yeah, on right now online.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know if I
Why Unc laughing?
Trying to set you
No.
up, yo.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
Not a friend. But I'm gonna let you know right at the top.
No, Unc started laughing, and I'm like, "Why you laughing, bro?"
What would you expect from my DNA?
You want them to do it right now?
Yeah. Share your screen and show everybody your DNA.
Wait, first of all, you want me to do something?
I'm gonna do mine for you too.
I'll show you mine. You want to see mine?
We're gonna all show our shit.
You want to feel comfortable?
I don't understand what are you expecting?
Well, I heard you say the numbers. I just want to see it. You said the numbers on Garfield, if I remember correctly.
I will poke around.
Yeah, show your ancestors. We not ashamed of our ancestors, right? I love my mothers. I love my fathers. You did a beautiful speech about not being ashamed of your ancestors. So that's
Well, there's two things. Wait, first of all, there is the names, and then there is DNA. Now, so I'm just trying
don't
to
show the name,
out
just the DNA.
What are you trying to get from my DNA?
I want to see your DNA composition, where your ancestry goes back to, what populations you connect to.
Okay, all right. So but go ahead and let me see if I can.
Got mine. Let me share mine. Let me get you out the hook, Reggie. Get you out the hook. This Chief X.
They not on the hook though.
It's for Chief X bitch ass. This for Chief X bitch ass and the fake videos the nigga put out. Talking about my thing.
I don't know nothing about that, so I can't speak.
I know you don't, bro. I ain't mad at you, yo.
All right, for those who can see it, to support our brother, please hit his Cash App at $Reggie Mabry. Hit that Cash App and support our brother.
It will never get there. His $, Reginald Mabry, right? So
Reginald Mabry, my bad. Reginald Mabry. It's up on the screen though. Right, Reginald Mabry, my bad.
It will never get there. But let me go ahead.
Let me see your autosomal admixture. Where's your autosomal?
Let me go to the full screen for
The predicted that's your mitochondrial DNA, but where's your
I'm starting right here, yo. What
you have your autosomal DNA?
What it say?
It says mitochondrial DNA L3.
Okay, that's what I'm going with for right now until I get to the next screen. But you see that you got
and Lucifer, I'm gonna keep it a bang with you, Lucifer. This about Reggie, so I ain't gonna spend a whole lot of time on the DNA thing.
Nah, please, nah.
But it's about DNA. It's about Reggie's DNA though, so it's still about Reggie.
I just wanted to put mine there. You reading it, right? You see it, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
I've seen this before. You showed this before.
Okay.
I've seen it.
And it don't mean I'm from Somali.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, let's get
that. But it means you share common ancestry with people in Somali.
Right. And I did
on
this
your mother's side.
Yeah, and I did this on purpose because that mummy they just did, you know what I'm saying? You got to know what that's saying too. We got to understand the whole playing field, yo. We can't tilt the shit in the wrong direction. That's my point. So when I said my DNA had affinities with people from Somali, dumbass Chief X, he played a video saying, Unc said he had affinities with Somali, and started laughing because I just ain't ever showed it to him. I don't got to show it to him. Ain't none of his business. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to give Reggie some time to go ahead and put his up there. Motherfuckers just think they know shit, bro.
You need to take a more refined test from Family Tree. They can show you the exact.
Put that back up there because I made you full screen, and when you do it full screen, I gotta unmake it full screen in order for us to come back up. My bad.
Oh,
and I can show my DNA too.
You want to put the thing back up there?
I'm not ashamed of my.
Yeah, real quick, and then I'm gonna take it right back down. I just gotta exit out of the full screen. Give me 1 second.
All right.
And then
put it down. All
right, we good. So all right, I don't need to see nobody else DNA. We good.
Oh, we gotta see Reggie's DNA, brother.
No. If he want to show it, it's cool. But we gonna go to somebody else's question. You showing yours, Reggie? Are you showing your screen?
No, I'm looking for where it is. I'm looking for where it is. So give me a second, all right? But go ahead, no talk because it's not that important for what I talked about.
All right, bro.
Talk about ancestry.
Stay on, Lucifer. Stay on. Who came up first, Unc or Sabia? I think it was Brother Unc. You got a question or comment for Brother Reggie?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you interviewing him. I think it's a hidden gem in the community, and I don't think people recognize the sheer magnitude of this interview. Sometimes you get caught in a real weird space.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in that real weird space where they transition from lectures in the public's eye and those DVDs and I'm about to say the 8-track tape. You know what it is? What's those cartridges we used to look at? Before the DVD, we
VHS.
Yeah, VHS tapes, right? That's where Sarnetta was boss out on Harlem, 125th. You know what I'm saying? That's what he the godfather of, right? But when it comes to this niche right here, this little small crazy ass niche, right? You know what I'm saying? Is people like Reggie, me, Sarnetta, some of the first people on YouTube, right? Blog Talk. I went through all that. But Reggie, he did something that was spectacular, and one day people will respect him for it. He introduced me to all the right people, right? He let them know who this guy was. You know what? Because he recognized something in me. He recognized it, whether I'm right, wrong, or different. This man is trying to follow that blueprint of a Dr. Ben, a John Henry Clark, a John Jackson. I'm an atheist. See, they was that. Right, whether they said it out, they was, and I caught that. And guess what? They also was promoting science, meaning like they was using science to tell the story. So when you start saying they pseudo, it was just what science was saying in that particular day. They was close to it. They was using. I learned how to grab a book and say, go to the back of the sources first. That come from Dr. Ben and John B. Clark. That comes from brother Reggie. Reggie just don't got that mouth on him. Reggie is super humble. Reggie is from an age where they on stage. And by the way, Reggie didn't tell you this, that he's the only one that I know of that's living, right? That maybe I'm overextending myself, but actually did a lecture, opened it up for Dr. Ben. Well, all these people saying they Dr. Ben teaching. No. Sarvar Stupid said he never was a student of Dr. Ben. That's a lie. See, Reggie won't say it. He know it though. He know it. He know that man didn't sit down and get instructions from Dr. Ben didn't even know this man. He's a student of Aswell Crazy, and he didn't even finish the shit. See, that's the truth. See, that's the truth. See, the difference between me and Reggie, he humble. I don't got to be humble. What Reggie don't know is they trying to shoot our head off every time, bro. They always coming to get us because they know they could never do what you did. See, nobody, not me, not nobody can ever do what you did. Yo, you walked and talked with these dudes. You heard the private conversations. You know what kind of women they like. You know what kind of things they do, what kind of food they like to eat. You know what type of magnitude they carry when they come into the room. See, people ain't felt that. So it's easy to sit back on YouTube and talk crazy about Dr. Ben. Oh, he lied about this. He lied about this. Yeah, he lied about it, nigga, but he was in a serious university teaching for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 15 years. So the question is, how could that be? You get it? Like it's some explanations that need to be put out there. I wouldn't have known about evolution, right? Like for real. I don't talk about Charles Darwin, yo, until I read a Dr. Ben's book, you know what I'm saying? In a quote unquote Dr. Ben and John Jackson. Reggie, bring me there. Reggie know he know he seen my show, the cable show, Blog Talk. You know what I'm saying? I definitely ran boss on Blog Talk, but it was always Reggie was always there in Sarnetta ear saying, come on, yo. It took this man at least 7 years for Sarnetta to even pay attention to me, yo. He was always saying, yo, you can't sell. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get, like the people ain't gonna go for that. Yo, how many people can you put in the seats? Yo, he did me like that for 7 years. I'm not mad. I ain't tripping, right? He know what he looking for, but it was Reggie to stay in that man's ear, yo. If not for Reggie, I don't even get this thing off. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing without Reggie. You get it?
I know.
Essential.
I know you're not exaggerating about his humility because he just said it in passing earlier that he worked on civilization versus barbarism. Like he just said it all, like just willy-nilly. And I'm like, you worked on what?
Crazy.
Like he just said it like it was nothing. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You worked on what? Man, that's I'm with you on that.
I can support him on that because they was trying to get it translated. He went all the right. He was the Reggie always in his weird ass spot, man. He was the youngest amongst them elders, the youngest, right? So he got to go do this. You got to do. He organized. He administrated shit, yo, for them niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? He just was in a spot where his light could never shine. And then he mess around and be around a bunch of niggas like me, and his light still can't shine. So he in this weird spot where he actually connected the old with the young, which is super powerful. Now they call him pseudo. They say Reggie pseudo. I say Reggie will make a pseudo claim based off him not wanting to destroy friendships. See, I'm gonna destroy your friendship because I know what it is. Like, I'm never gonna let you use my friendship, right? To actually say something that I know is just ain't right, dog. Like, I'm not doing like I'm freaking at this point, yo. If you really be sticking my friendship, yo, you just wouldn't do that in front of me. You can get that shit off somewhere else, yo. Not in front of me. Reggie, like, I'm gonna let him slide. I think I see more value over here. I don't see all that. You know what I'm saying? So I know if I make a mistake, they gonna crucify me, bro. I ain't mad. That's why I ain't running around here. You know what I'm saying? Fucking all the women in the conscious community, yo. I ain't doing it like that, bro. I ain't running around here doing shit I ain't supposed to be doing like that. I ain't sneaking selling drugs. I ain't doing none of that, bro. Because I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is when they're gonna try to get me. But Reggie, yo, he's super humble. I tell him, I say, Reggie just got tough. For real. Reggie loves Son Letter to his fault. Reggie loved Brother Unc to a fault. I say, Reggie, I've been telling this man 10 years, nigga, get your own channel. He won't listen. Nah, y'all need me. Nah, Son Letter need me. He organized all that shit you think you be seeing. That nigga be the key organizer because he's sharp. He can write. Reggie, come on, get your own channel. The nigga got a video on YouTube for about 250,000 views. He ain't never told y'all about it.
Wow.
He ain't never told y'all about that?
Yeah, brother Reggie, you got to get your own channel, bro. You got to get your own channel.
I do have my own channel, but
it's a but. It's not a but, bro. See, it's not a but. He's always but. No, Reggie, like Reggie, you got to
right, because you know what? Okay,
well, anyway, why don't you make up something? Watch, go ahead.
I'm gonna share my screen. I'm try to share my screen twice, but I'm gonna share it here screen too. All right. So allow. Shoot, this came up. Screen 2. Let's just see right here. This one comes up. Yeah. Y'all see that?
You gotta share it.
Yeah, you gotta share it. I don't see it yet.
You what open it didn't share?
Nah, did you go to present?
Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's share it again. So let's say here goes share screen, right? Bang. Share screen. It says on this program that I'm using, it says Windows 2. Great. And I'm gonna say allow. All right. Share. Okay. And do y'all see this right here?
We got it.
What does it say?
Represent.
Okay. You see up on top? You see up top? You see that right there?
DC Comics.
Yeah, DC Comics.
Comic books. I forgot all about that, yo.
You know who this is right here?
And I'm a comic book nerd. So wow.
Well,
shout out to Mika Warren for sharing Reggie channel. Y'all hit that link and subscribe.
I'm a human superhero in DC Comics.
Yeah. I forgot all about that, Reggie.
I'm a human superhero in DC Comics. I show you the comic.
I forgot.
Right? So look, here's me. There's Dr. Leonard Jeffries. This is at Harvard University. This really happened. This is my team, my protection team for Dr. Jeffries. We had a problem with the some of the students and some of the students who hated Dr. Leonard Jeffries. They were trying to do us dirty, and but this is my team. This is Brother Reggie. This is DC Comics, right? There you go.
Wow.
Negotiating with the community to get us in, and the students. One of the students that was that organized this event is now the Supreme Court justice the African American woman. She is supreme. She was one of the students that helped organize this event with Dr. Jeffries. I don't have to argue. I breathe different air. Unc is right. I'm humble, but I'm a human superhero in DC Comics. All right. So there you go. So now with my DNA, it was up in a second. Because I don't know why people do this type of wait, I'm sharing my screen, so let's see if I can pull it back up because I had it up. I don't know why people make certain things. And I was just asking the brother, what's important about my DNA? I'm African, right? So I guess I stopped sharing.
Very important when we're talking about ancestry.
Right. So I'm gonna show you. But what is it? Why is it important to you? What you doubt it? What do you doubt?
I don't know what to think. I don't know the information. You got to share it with me first, and I'll give you my opinion.
Wait. Why are you so important? And I got to share it with you. You what? Wait. I just want to find out why is it so important? Why is it important to you?
Because I study DNA.
Okay, so because you study DNA,
ancestry is very important when it comes to population.
And your name is, what's your real name, Lucifer? Lucifer,
what's
your real name?
Yashub.
No, what's your birth? What's on your driver's license?
Yashub, he be on your head, yo. He think you're a pseudo. Tell the truth, yo. I hate people sneaking around. Tell the truth.
Yeah, I mean, what's
that's my real name, Yashub.
Tell the truth.
Put on your driver's license.
Hey Reggie.
Yeah.
You should just go ahead and fire off on him, yo, to even get close to the equaling up on. He be on you.
Or he can just share his DNA results. You want to
see?
No,
you can share your driver's license because you know what?
I like to share my driver's license.
You didn't hear the beginning of this conversation.
I just want to see your DNA composition.
Real quick, let's go. I
share my DNA.
We're gonna go to Sabio. Sabio, you got a question or comment?
He think the Egyptians European. He take the Egyptians Europeans, yo. Ask him.
I never said Egyptians were European.
Wait, watch this. Get him off.
No, Reggie, ask the question, Reggie.
I want to see his DNA.
Ask him, say, yo, the Egyptians Europeans.
You want to see my apartment? You want to see my wife? You want to see my ex-wife?
Hold on, y'all. Let's go to Sabio. Sabio, you got a question or comment for Brother Reggie?
DMG, come on, man. Nigga.
We got other people, bro. Hold on. We gonna come back around.
I request that he goes because he won't show his driver's license.
I'll show you my DNA. I'll show you my DNA.
You don't even know your name.
All right. Let me share my screen. No.
Hey, DMG, unless it's a friend of yours.
All right, hey, Lucifer, we gonna speak with you later, brother.
What you think that man tell the truth, man? What we doing?
Brother Reggie, not trying to rap with you no more. We gonna speak with you later.
He gonna do a video on you next, yo. Tell him, just tell you the truth, yo. He say the Egyptians is Indo-European Levantine. Ask him, Reggie. Ask him. Say, what you think?
You want to have that conversation? We can, but
that's the conversation we want to have right now. We need to go and get this thing.
But I want to see his DNA results. I remember him mentioning it in Garfield that he took Ancestry.com and got the results. So I would like to see the results. If you want me to show mine first, I will.
Nope,
DMG, I share my screen.
Want the driver's license.
No. Listen. Brother Reggie, do you want to show your DNA? If you don't, then
hey, DMG. First of all, my request is he doesn't want to show his real name. He keeps lying. He's not. There's no candor in it, right?
Yeah.
I will show part of it.
Candor.
He gotta go.
Reggie, he gotta get the license first. Reggie, make this license, man.
Where's your driver's license?
Okay.
Your name ain't no damn Yashub. That's very simple. My name is Yashub.
Yo, mama and daddy.
Listen. We ain't gotta let it devolve, brother Lucifer. We gonna
show his results. What's the big deal?
Yo, he's the hater of Afrocentricity.
I got
He
you.
run with
I
a
got
bunch of haters of Afrocentricity.
I
He
got
thinks
you.
Diop is a pseudo. He thinks Demonticated is a pseudo. He
Brother
thinks
Reggie,
is Diop's a pseudo.
Hey,
brother Reggie,
Hey, DMG,
listen.
you see his DNA. And DMG, you can share my.
I ain't trying to take over, right? But guess what?
Actually,
You got Reggie here. Look, you got Reggie here. Right.
That's what I'm about to say to my brother Lucifer.
Yo,
Reggie not trying to rap with you right now.
Why drop
Reggie,
if I can't interact? I'm on here to ask a question. I
got you. Listen to me, bro. Reggie not trying to rap with you right now, so we gonna rap with you later. We'll holler at you. Reggie want to move on, so we gonna move on.
Look, I ain't press you out, right? I usually say you're a bitch ass nigga. You know that, right?
We gonna move on. We gonna move over to Savio. We'll rap with you later, bro.
Okay, you're break,
I can say that too about you, but I'm not here for that. I just want,
nigga, but I'm here.
We ain't gotta do all that. We gonna move on peacefully.
If you had smoke for me, you would address me. You don't address me.
We ain't listen, everybody. We ain't gotta do all that. We gonna move on to Savio, Lucifer. We gonna rap with you later, bro.
Sneaking around, yo. When you really an enemy, yo, say it, nigga. Don't sneak around and creep around like a bitch. Say, yo, I don't fuck with y'all niggas. I think Diop is a pseudo. I think Samantha K is a pseudo. And Reggie, I think you're a motherfucking pseudo. And you know you're a pseudo. Yo, kick it off. Right. Don't play with me. I want to see your DNA.
Hold up. Savio, what's your question or comment for Reggie, bro?
Well, first off, I appreciate what Unc said, because I was on the same smoke with him. He was sitting in the chat trying to make me a European. He said my dad, who I know is a black man, is European. He straight typed it in the chat.
Nigga ain't never went to school.
Said my direct ancestor is a European.
Lucifer coming in with what in the world is going on?
Yeah, fake DNA. He teaching DNA. Come on, man. He know he don't like us, man. I ain't gonna let him ambush Reggie like that. Come on, yo. What that look like?
So
stop it.
I mean, and I just seen my dad when my mother passed back in February. And I didn't see no European in this short, fat black man from Mississippi.
Crazy, yo.
I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. None of it. But anyway, according to him, he knows who I am better than my DNA tests and me and my family. That's another conversation for that I'm going to handle with him. All right. Now, brother Reggie and Aunt and DMG. First off, Reggie and Aunt, y'all been two of my biggest supporters. Even when I crashed out, even when I might have been ahead of myself, moving the conversation faster than people can catch up with. Because I still remember what you told me. I'm a bit further ahead than a lot of people. They're gonna have to catch up.
A little bit.
I'm a little bit.
Still,
and I cherish those things.
It's true.
So the information that I was able to gather from you guys and put myself in the position that I am now, to where when I hit a panel, theists, God believers, Muslims, Moors, they all get triggered. Thank you. I am the trigger because of you guys.
Cause Fabio the light switch, because cats scatter like roaches when he hit the panel.
Yo. Hey, Reggie.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. You think I'm gonna let a person be comfortable, yo? They call Diop's a pseudo. Listen, yo, listen to them words right there, yo. Yeah, people follow them that in their profile on YouTube, it say to destroy Afrocentric shit.
So wait a minute. Joshua say Diop is it. Wow, he just put it in the chat.
I'm not lying. Hey, DMG, I don't lie. Hey, DMG, I don't come up here. Hey, DMG, listen, bro. Look, I come up here to protect Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, bro. Like when dudes come at me, yo, I stop and see who following them. They follow wild ass people that's acting like they from Egypt. Ain't never seen nobody face, right? You don't never see nobody face, and nobody never seen Yashu face. You don't see nobody face, but on they shit, they be saying to attack Afrocentric. Listen, bro, let's get this thing clear right here, yo. Yo, the shit was based off of a master, yo, a real scientist, a physicist. Listen, yo, Diaz was a physicist, right? And multidisciplinary, and he was an anthropologist, bro. He was one of the scientists at the Cairo Symposium. Listen to what I'm saying, yo. With that, like, yo, really, he's at the Cairo Symposium. He's in the museum. He made the Hall of Fame. I say the Hall of Fame. He in the motherfucking Met. Listen to me, yo. Dr. Ben Book is in the Met. So I'm gonna let you just talked about it. So you got people who acting like he can read. This nigga don't know nothing about no DNA, yo. I talk to the real niggas with the DNA, the real people with the PhD behind their name about DNA. This man gonna call Diop's a shoot. Yo, whenever I bring an expert on, you know what the first thing they tell me, yo? And I learned this from Reggie about Diop's. This is what I'm telling you. Guess what the experts say? We gotta read their books. When we getting our doctorate, we gotta be familiar with their work. We gotta read their books. If they were so pseudo, why you have to read their books? They ain't reading Phil Valentine books. They ain't reading Yashu books. This man came up and think he can read your DNA commercial test. What the hell is going on? You say Diops, bro. Diops is the reason why they now saying that the ancient Egyptians is African, yo. They were scared to say it. They said it at the Cairo Symposium, right? It take a many moons for now. We can look at the museum. Pick up to Reggie. Reggie went to the museum and got it from me when Chief X was talking crazy. And now they say the Egyptians, now that the Egyptians is African, indigenous African, now you got niggas chopping their head half. No, they L1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 2, 9. Now you're the African. Now they 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Middle East. You be like, huh? Huh?
I'm trying to figure out.
You be like, really? So yo, we sitting here listening to people, confusing people, thinking humans is walking around with L1, 2, 3, 9, 7, 8. We talking molecules, bro. These niggas is so wild and so hateful towards African-centered people, yo, that they willing to reduce you to a molecule, dog. It's just what we doing.
Yeah.
It's just what we doing.
I'm still kind of confused about the DNA thing. Like, what is the showing the DNA about? Like,
so DMG, one white ancestor. It doesn't matter when this white ancestor entered your lineage. That makes you European.
Well, say, yo, this my issue with that though. So we African Americans, African nonetheless, but we African Americans. So if you like, I got 10% European when I did mine. I did ancestry. I'm waiting on my African ancestry to come. My wife did hers. But I had like 10% European DNA, and they break it down where the 10% come from. So it was 1% here, 2% here, and whatever. But my thing is, what we know why that is. Everybody know why that is. So I don't understand what's the relevance of it though.
It supposedly to him hurts our feelings.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It don't hurt my feelings. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Like I showed mine, and I told him when I showed that I have 94.80% African ancestry. I don't want to hear shit. And
why
I can show him
what it is, though,
I can show him with my advanced timeline where the Peruvian and Colombian and Iberian entered my ancestry, and he said it was recent. I have the advanced.
Yeah, you let him read your test, yo. You let him read your test.
Yeah, my problem is this. That's the problem, DMD.
As if he knows what my.
Go ahead, Reggie. My bad.
So that's some of the problems that we talked about in the very, very beginning before we turned this off. Right? It's talking about humans, the real work that they do, who they are affiliated with, who are their families, knowing their families, knowing their communities, right? working, publishing, raising their families. So then we have a crackpot comes on with a name like Lucifer. Then he has another biblical name, right? He doesn't want to show anybody anything. And I have spent more time than I should have in this conscious community dealing with crackpots. Right? My real name is Reginald Mabry. I think I show everybody who my real name is, like Dr. John Henry Clark, like Dr. Leonard Jeffries. I don't hide behind anything. I'm a public figure with my real name. And then I have to deal with on your show a crackpot, right? And he's going to dictate to me, and he's going to try to dictate to the audience that I'm something that I'm not, right? Now, certainly, how can I say I can certainly prove here? I'm not proving anything. I'm just showing you my test. I can show it to you. Share screen. Let's see if it shares.
Man, you gotta make that man show his license, man. Man hate you, man. You tripping? That man hate you.
No, yeah, okay.
And I went to his channel. Go to his channel, yo.
No, so I'm sharing my screen. Is it sharing? Yeah, great. Okay, so big screen. So here's you see up there Reginald Mabry, and this is gonna walk you around. I'm E1B1A from my father's haplogroup, right? Because I got it, and you can see my line goes all throughout Africa during the different periods, right? So you see it changes from E1E to DE to CT to BT to A1B, and you're gonna see all of these groups, and you're gonna see all these groups in Africa, right? And so, I mean, I have other charts. I can as African families migrated, because listen, you have 16 great grandparents, right? 16 great grands. So in my family line, these are the places that my family on my father's side traveled. So I don't, so when you got these people that come on with these
told them nothing.
Right? And then they get to change, they get to act like there's something. I'm a published individual, I'm a public figure, right? I'm in a journal, I got a college education, and I'm gonna deal with somebody named Lucifer. Like we gotta stop entertaining these. And so that's why I'm upset, because once I say I don't want to talk to a person, I don't want to talk to a person. Because I don't see a reason why. Who is he? I've been to Africa since 86, 87, right? I'm published, right? I got a college education. I have a degree. I have an honors award, right? I've committed so many years, and I work with the greats. You don't think the greats will want to see who I am and where I am? But I got to deal with I hate to call out people's names, so I'm not. But some misdirected, strange person who calls himself Lucifer on these channels, right? And then call himself some biblical name, right? Who won't put up his driver's license. So I did that, right? That's not enough for him. But why don't he put up his driver's license? So you know why, Lucifer? Because the minute that you say something to me and I have your address and your name, I will sue the shit out of you, right? I promise, right? I will sue the shit out of you. But you won't do that. You won't give me the benefit of your credentials. But you know my credentials. But please, if this dude ever talks about me in a nasty ass way, I mean, here's his opinion, right? But if he does something a little bit more, please somebody email me, right? And I will have a process server at your fucking mother's house looking for you. Promise you that. Pick a state. I'll buy.
See, Lucifer, you done brought the project out in our brother Reggie, man. Like, see what you done did?
I just hate what, but you know what, DMG is the problem is any more questions or anything, please guard your channel, because I didn't come here to get fucking upset. I didn't come here to get upset. All I talk about we got some strange motherfucker that want to see my DNA. And I can show more, but this dude won't put up his real name and his driver's license. So it's going to ruin your store. It's going to ruin your show.
Understood. And my apologies, because I ain't meant for you to be upset. I didn't know where we was going with the whole DNA question, but
So
go ahead.
Because one thing that he just asked bro Reggie to do is something that I had to do when I looked at the recent analysis. And sometimes the recent analysis, according to the genetic company, because we use the same genetic company that looks like CGI Genetics or CRI Genetics that I just saw brother Reggie showing. And I use the same exact company. And they're the ones who show my ancestry as being 94.80% African. But the recent analysis would show the majority of Europeans taking DNA tests. So it'll show in that leaning, the majority of people taking DNA tests and having ancestry leaning towards Europe. So
can I say something?
Hey, I was just about to say, we got the one and only Mr. Morpheus in the building. What's up with you, bro?
Peace, brother. Peace. Long time no see, man.
Yes,
peace
sir.
to everybody on the panel. Call all my brothers here, so I'm happy about that part. Let me say something, right? We can't really be angry at the brother Lucifer. We have to be angry at ourselves in this case. Why do I say that? If I come to your house, right? Let's say I come to your house, you throw a party or you invite whatever, you invite me to your house. And then you say, "Hi, brother, what's your name? Who are you?" And I say, "My name is Thief." What do you expect from me?
All bullshit.
You expect for me to steal every fucking thing or anything I can that ain't nailed down. I told you I'm a thief. I told you I'm a thief, right? So watch this now. So now, when someone introduces themselves and he comes to me or who your show or whoever platform and says, "Hi, my name is Lucifer," right? Right then and there, whether you believe in the mythology or not, right? Whether you believe in the mythology or not, that's not the point. You know the name Lucifer has a mythology. You know it has a story. You know it has a connotation that come with it, right? You know that, right? Yet we're surprised when they come and add confusion, when they come and add so-and-so. It's like, dude, I told you my name is fucking Lucifer. What are you talking about? Right? But so watch this now. So I'm saying I can't fault him from being him. I can't fault him from being him at all. But what's happened is when you look at it, people are making arguments out of non-arguments. They're making arguments out of non-arguments, and then we cater to it. We jump in now you got to go in the water. Now you got to go in the water. You're going to spend 20, 25 minutes and something that you never even should have. Because think about this, right? What does DNA have to do with a truth claim? That's what I'm confused at when I first like, what does it have to do with a truth claim? Meaning, let's say I grant, all my ancestors is European. Okay, now what? What does that have to do with a truth claim? What is the argument that you're making that you think DNA is going to help you in? That's what I want to know. As if, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's confusing to me because I'm going, what are we talking about? I'm listening to the whole time and I'm going, okay, watch this. We done went left into this whole DNA thing. And I'm like, what does that have to do with a truth claim? Like what's the argument that you're making that you think DNA is going to help you with? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the argument? What's the position that you're presenting that you think a person's DNA is going to help you in? That's what I want to know, right? That's all I want to know, because I'm like, I'll go along with you. Let's say all my family is Chinese. Okay, how does that help your argument? What is the argument? Like, I'm lost. But what I do know is he came in here and dropped a stink bomb in the room. Lucifer came in and said, let me drop a bomb in the room. Here's a stink bomb. Now here, watch it. The whole energy change on the show, what we're talking about, everybody. The dude, his name is Lucifer. What are we talking about? You understand what I'm saying?
But you want, I get you, I do. And what's crazy is when I ran into Yashub, he was a whole Hebrew Israelite who lived by Genesis 49er. He was a whole.
But what is the argument? I'm trying to.
I don't know.
I was hoping to hear. Yeah, I was hoping to hear an argument. Like, okay, what's the position that you're arguing for?
We're all European, and we're ashamed of it.
Watch this. So watch this. This is funny to me because I'm going. Watch this. We're European. Okay, cool. Now what? Now what?
We're ashamed of it.
You follow what I'm trying to say? Let's say we're all European. Just for argument's sake, we're all European.
And that's it. We should accept that we're all European.
Yeah, okay, so watch this. Okay, we accept it. Our ancestors are European. Now what? What happens now? Watch this. Now what?
I guess we join.
There's no argument.
I guess we become white people somehow.
Okay, and now what?
I'm with you, Morpheus. I'm with you, Morpheus. That's why I said I didn't even understand what the I'm like.
I saw he threw you off. Like you was like, what? Like, what just happened?
I just didn't get it. I'm like,
because we're missing the name. The name. He's telling you if he introduces his. Okay, watch this. If I hear the name Ankh introduces his name as Ankh. Cool. So I know behind that name Ankh, right? There's some baggage or things that comes along with the name. That's why he chose that name, right? Right? Am I right?
Yeah. The whole name is Uncle Cat.
Right. So if he introduced himself as Aunt Coquette, right? I understand, right? Behind that name, there's something behind the name. There's a for lack of a better word, a spirit behind it, a personality, a character, you know what I'm saying? A history. There's something behind that name, right? And that's what he introduces himself as. Cool. Absolutely. Got it. So somebody comes to me and he says, my name is Lucifer. That means he took time to choose that name. He chose it. Now you got to say, why did he choose it, right? What's behind the name?
And
what's behind the name?
nothing in Reggie's DNA. Like, I don't care what his results was. I mean, literally, no matter what his results was, nothing he's done in the community can be erased or delegitimized. So
that's what I'm trying to say. But that wasn't the point. The point was, remember, Lucifer. Think about the mythology of Lucifer, evil, confusion. He comes and he adds, you know what I'm saying? He brings in confusion. Think about this, bro. Yeah. That's why I said, if I came to your party, to your house party, and you say, who are you, brother? I said, my name is Thief. Right? If I tell you right, and then you turn around and your shit is missing, and shit in your house is missing, why are you surprised? But that's like that. Remember that joke about the snake when guy was dying, and he looked at the snake and said, "Why you bite me?" And the snake said, you knew I was a snake."
The frog needed a ride. The scorpion asked the frog for a ride across the lake or something like that.
Right. We know we know these little wisdom stories, but somehow when it comes to action, we're actually missing it. It's like, how do you let that go by you, bro? You don't see what's happening? Like, you don't see
Yeah,
what's going on? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We gotta go back and grab these things, that these little wisdoms and stories that we know, because they'll tell you. They will tell you straight up who they are. And then when they drop a stink bomb in the room, we surprised like, yo, why would he do that? What is it? It's like,
You know,
dude, he
I've
told
been
you who he
saying that.
was.
I've been saying that for a while. I really have a disdain for the weird named people. Like if you like all these, I look at them real suspect. Like, what is your real agenda? I have to listen to you. Like if
Right,
you don't
because
never
once you
tell
tell
me
me,
your
watch this
face,
real
your
quick.
name, say your real name or anything
But,
like
but
that.
watch this. Even if it's your real name, even if it ain't your real name, if it's your persona, right? Now watch
Right.
this. I talk to you, right? And you
Because you
say,
have to live
hey,
to that. You
watch
have to
this.
live up to
Here's
that
my
persona that
persona.
you create.
Right. So your persona is shackle breakers, right? So
Right.
I know that shackle breakers, there's something behind that title, that name, shackle breakers, right? So there's something that comes, there's an identity, but there's a mentality. More important, there's a mentality that comes behind that name, right?
Right.
So that's what I expect, right?
All right.
You about what?
Hey,
Knowledge
hey,
and for
King,
knowledge and stuff? Good.
real quick, y'all. King Hurt. If you can, hit the link, bro. King
Right.
Hurt,
So
hit
then
the link.
Right. So then once I see shackle breakers, once I see that's your title, that's your name you're standing behind, that's your persona, I understand what to expect from you for the most part, right? Right. You're about breaking the chains, breaking the shackles, right? Right? Cool.
Right.
So then when somebody comes up and says, hi, my name is Lucifer, it's
Hi,
like,
I'm Chucky.
yeah,
Type shit.
it's like I expect confusion. I expect, you know what I mean, all kinds of shit because I know them. Come on, dog. You know, that's why I
Yeah.
said I'm not mad. I'm not.
And I had already started engaging him in the chat.
But that's why I said I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him, right? Because he told you who he was. I'm not saying I believe in the myth,
Yeah,
but we know the myth.
I'm upset that brother Reggie got upset. I was confused by what the brother, because I'm, again, at the end of the day, nothing that would have been shown is going to make a hill of beans considering what Reggie has contributed to the community. So it was just confusing for me, you know, him being
Which
so
was,
adamant about
and you was rightly so, because that was the intention. If I came on your channel and I said my name is Yashurael Usha, what do you expect? That's a Hebrew Israelite nigga, right here, Hebrew Israelite, right? Because my name tells you pretty much for the most part, you know, my persona, who I am, and what I believe in, my mentality. It tells you in my name. It told you that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? It told you that. So I'm just saying, I had to sound like a broken record, but when somebody do that and they introduce themselves as so and so, it's like, yo, expect that. Expect the bullshit. Expect the confusion. Expect the so and so. That's all
But
I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you something else, Morpheus. You know what I forgot about? Because it been a little minute. Him and don't rock at all, and I forgot all about that as well. But I got my brother Herc on one. I wanted this brother. This brother is very knowledgeable, has studied a lot of the same teachers that brother Reggie actually had experiences with. So I know you may not have a lot of time. I seen you saw you was getting ready to go, but I just wanted you to speak on that and try to get this thing back on track for my brother Reggie and show that it's people out there who he affected in a positive way, one being yourself.
What's going on, fam? How y'all doing, man?
How you doing?
Peace.
Peace. I spoke with Brother Reggie before. What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother?
And yeah, from what I've been trying to get from that guy, Yashu, he's basically trying to say that we our lineage, you know what I'm saying, is basically go back to West Africa, and so therefore, we're not, connected to, ancient Egypt and stuff like that. And what I was trying to tell him was that, that doesn't matter, because it's like white people, they connect themselves to ancient Greeks. You know what I'm saying? They connect to the ancient Greek philosophy and all that stuff. And so from my understanding, the reason we not claim, I guess claim, but we study ancient Kemet it's like the classical civilization of African civilization. So, but I don't think he understand that. He don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
People like that.
But what if he does understand it, right? But his whole intentions is to stir the pot. Don't always think that somebody doesn't understand something, right? That can be a mistake on somebody's part by thinking, how could he, not right? Because you follow what I'm saying? It's like
Morpheus, you're 100% right. And I just for the last minutes that I'm on the show, I just want to move to. We're spending. How much time did we spend on him? I just blanked my screen. I can show you my publications. I can show you who I'm affiliated with. I tried to give part of my life story and show some of my elders their time frames when I knew them, some of the work, and then we digress by letting some person come on who probably has not done nothing for himself, his family, and I want to move on. Otherwise, because I'm getting upset, and I know in the audience is not interested because unless my Cash App is not working, I got nothing. Let me just check my Cash App, and I got nothing. And I mean, listen, I donate a lot of my time to it, but at the end of the day, then now I'm aggravated. Now, goddamn, aggravated.
Every right to be. Got every right to be.
Zero. So other groups of people don't treat their people like that, and I know I'm not a favorite, but guess what? I may not be a favorite of yours because my truth is my relationships and experience, right? So that's and anybody who's ever met me personally knows that I'm a real good person.
Absolutely.
Right. And so but this is the nature of our. So you had asked me earlier about entertainment and this work. Entertainment pays if you're an entertainer. I'm not an entertainer. But I showed you my relationship with some of the most important people of our generation. But that doesn't. But I know that why that's not because you're not even interested in your grandparents and great grandparents, right? You're interested in the entertainment. There you go. So, any more good comments or anything like that? Please don't bring up bodies. Listen, I'm a DC Marvel superhero. I'm a DC comic superhero. Like, hey, do that. Get a college education, science. Do that. Work at the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture. Try to get a job there. Do that. Right? Please.
Definitely. I'm not gonna stay long. I appreciate listening to you, brother Reggie.
Hey,
good stories, man. I enjoy listening to them. I see. I'm see Saturday, right? Dan, we on for Saturday?
Yes, sir. We still on, man. What we said 5 o'clock my time, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can we get real quick because I gotta go too. But can we get people to please come over and subscribe to Africa TV Online, please?
Online TV. So
Africa Online TV. Africa Online TV. Can you go there, subscribe, like? You're right. We're trying to get as many people as we can over on the channel. So please, it don't cost you a dime. Don't cost you anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Check your cash app, Reggie. Check your cash app, Reggie.
Yep. Please check your cash app.
And watch and make sure you go over there and watch some of the videos, man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Get that watch time on that, yo. I think I know you over there, Morpheus.
Yeah, yo, we got something big we got coming up in the next week or so, right, Reg?
Yeah, I'm going to where I'm appreciated at. I'm going to the hey, DG. Thanks so much. I know who you are. I didn't say
Yeah,
your
I'm gonna subscribe to your channel. It's my first time seeing your channel, DMG. I'm definitely subscribing right now.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it.
Bobby
And I'm going
Vega.
and I'm gonna share it.
Bobby Vega.
Appreciate you,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you welcome, Reggie. You welcome, Reggie.
And brother Reggie, again, this was
Terrell.
a this was a great interview, brother. I apologize for the interruption. If I can get you to, yeah, we got some interference on where it's coming from.
Oh, that's what's from coming. All right.
Okay.
Nah, you gotta mute out.
Yeah, somebody got to mute. All right. So yeah, brother Reggie, as I was saying, man, I appreciate you coming through. Please check your cash out. Our sister Mika One been sharing your channel in the chat. I hope the people going over there to subscribe. Any closing comments, and I hope that we can get you back, especially to do that Black City Plan presentation.
So I'll close out with this. Well, first of all, hey, my struggle is your struggle. As a young person from the community doing what you do in these communities, and I'm one of the few people in my whole projects that actually went to college, and probably the only one who became an engineer. And I met along the way. I found myself through the help of my elders, even though I had a family and we have family reunions. I just didn't appreciate them. I didn't appreciate it. But I got the greatest education that a person could get. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Jeffries, Dr. Jacob Carruthers, Dr. Ricketti Amen, all the members of the Black Studies Department. I met along the way Dr. Faraji, Salim Faraji, Dr. Jahi Issa, so many doctors, PhDs. My son is in the PhD program in his 4th year, going on his 5th year. My ex-wife is a PhD. I'm not a PhD, but I supported so many people in my capacity, and I'm thankful. I just upset about people who have used me for their own benefit, and or tried to misuse me for their own benefit, and that's just the nature of our people. But I'm available if you come to New York, and I'm free. If you want to go to the museum, if you want to go to the African burial ground, since we West Africans, as we say, I find. But I'm not going to entertain you. I'm not an entertainer. I don't tap dance for you. I'm not, and I'm not trying to participate with the crazies in our community. But I met so many great friends along the way. Mr. Morpheus. Mr. Morpheus is a teacher of mine. His experiences or as incredible. You got a person who lived in the Sudan for 3 to 4 months in the Sudan, right? In the Sudan, Northeast Africa, Sudan, right? Um, um, Someone who knows as many as people that I know in different walks of life. Brother Ankh, I mean, he speaks for himself. He's the only one of the only other person who's actually in a journal besides myself mentioned. You can Google him. I'm in a journal for 2 different articles, one on Dr. Ben and my own particular work. I will be cited in an Egyptological book coming out in 2025. I will be let's say, hopefully, because Brother Morpheus helped me and walked me up to the ladder to some of the very popular channels on YouTube of other communities, not like ours. I'll go to other communities, but I'm happy to serve DMG and his family on YouTube and Facebook. And shout out to my brother Sabio, can't forget him. Sakina Ross, she's the first person on saying something positive. Um, Listen, we got to do better as a people. We just gotta do better as a people. And you got all these little friends thoughts and these friends, but the fact of the matter is, you can Google me with my real name. You can see articles in the Amsterdam News uh, that I was commenting on, or I talked about, or I authored. Amsterdam News is one of the oldest black newspapers in New York City. You can find me there. And I have to measure myself of, I've helped with street signings. I helped with Dr. Ben street signing. I helped with Dr. Clark street signing. I help street signs. Let me show you. For some of you who are 5%ers, I own a street sign that's up in New York for the 5% Nation. Why do I own it? Because I help them with the street sign, right? So I've done things for real communities, right? And look, I'm in DC Comics, but we have weirdos in our community, and I see them all the time. And it's like Morphy said, when a person says that their name is Steve or this and that, they're telling you who they are, right? And but your job is to protect people that are sincere, that are committed. Because the same way he had in his mind to attack me, it's the same person who attacked Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Dr. Jeffries, right? For no reason whatsoever. Because you know what? Because they're nothing. And I've had interesting debates. I hope that some of you have seen some of the debates that I had, the street debates, and I've had debates on stage, right? Wow. So let me just see if I can find something to close out a video or something. It might be on this disc or another disc. Yeah. So the issue is, who are you? You should model yourself after. How can I say? You should model yourself after people. That's what I've tried to do. I've tried to model myself after great people, and so should you. And that will, and you know what? That will benefit not just you. It will benefit your family, right? Do something for your people, and certainly be a good role model for your family. So you want your daughter to walk around and say, my daddy's name is Lucifer, right? Oh, and my name is Stink and Doodoo, right? Daddy called me Stink and Daddy called me Doodoo. We do it to ourselves, as Morpheus says, and we let people into our houses, and this is a house of ours. And I try to stop them at the door, right? Really, I saw what was coming, right? You got to get better platforms. We have to stop people who are just trying to make some that how can I say make themselves important versus your guest, right? But it was my pleasure. I'm still looking for something. Give me a second. But it was my pleasure being on your show, and look, Unc is here. Unc don't go on too many people's shows, right? Morpheus is on this show, right? You Sabio is on this show, right? So you got people who've done real work, right, on your show, supporting me, and I so appreciate them.
100%.
Yeah. So I'm searching my computer for something that I want to show. But anyway, so I'll listen to the final words of Ankh and Morpheus and Sabio. Morpheus left.
Morpheus left, but Sabio, go ahead and give your final thoughts, bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother Reggie. You, and you again, Pianki, you know, for everything. The support, the information, and allowing me to be in your presence and learn from you guys. You know, I'm gonna keep it pushing. The fire gonna stay lit, and they gonna get the smoke whenever they approach with the nonsense. Cause I refuse to acquiesce to a faulty premise. Let's go. 8 to 8,
Always.
non crippling crazy.
Hey, Sabio, and listen, you know, if you need anything, if I need anything, we know we can hit each other up. But we gotta do a face-to-face interview, bro. We've been in the same city this whole time we've been knowing each other, bro. We gotta get a face-to-face interview.
Facts.
So yeah, I hit you up for sure.
For sure.
Thank you, Sister Mika, for promoting me. I so appreciate it. Thank you, Sakina Ra and Sunchild. What's going on? Is it hot in here or is it just me? Well, you Sunchild, so you always hot. Say.
God killer, you got some final thoughts for us, bro?
Yeah, I just wanted the work show for itself, man. The name of Shigandi Diops, man. Share the screen. It's right here, yo. And you gotta watch out. You just gotta watch people, man, what they say out their mouth, man. So it's right here, yo. This is, in case y'all don't know what this is, man. Reggie brought it to our attention a couple years ago. It's the Met, man. And that's another thing Reggie forgot to tell y'all. Go to New York, man. Stay away from his ass, because if you go in that damn museum, your feet gonna fall off. He gonna walk you the whole. They treat him like a star in there. He gonna take you through some back entrance. He gonna end up walking the whole damn museum, yo. He don't tell people that, but he did.
Yeah, and Unc brought his I've had the privilege. Unc brought his son to the Met. You know, how can I say?
Private tour. Let you walk him through.
Yeah, and so that was really interesting dealing with a little Unc boy, huh?
Well, hard. So here, right here, Diops. You see it right here. You see how they put it up in the Met. They show you the Egyptian thing. They show you the West African thing, and they simply this is what the world say about Diops, right? It says scholars today recognize Africa as the source of our common ancestry, but in 1974, Senegalese scholar and humanist Shigandi Diop shocked and challenged historians by asserting the influence of ancient African civilizations in his groundbreaking work, African Origin Civilization, Myth or Reality. The exhibition pays homage to Diops by presenting masterpieces from the museum's collection from West to Central Africa alongside art from ancient Egypt for the first time in the Met's history, yo. So before you come up here in them chats and being very derogatory and talking shit for the fake Egyptians who we never seen their face, yo, put some damn respect on Reggie's name and fucking Diop's name. If you ain't got nobody that you can pull up as in the museum, you fake ass Egyptians and fake Yakub, don't say nothing to me. Because every time I see you, we're gonna disrespect each other all day. Because I don't appreciate that. It's right here in front of your face. So how this man is pseudo, yo? And why the world don't recognize him as a pseudo? Who are you? What background do you have? What schooling do you have? Faking us, you like you reading D. I want to read Autosomo. You don't know what the hell an Autosomo is. Knock it off, yo. So I'm not letting these people come in out of nowhere and just disrespect the thing. It's our thing, bro. It's an African-American thing, yo, as we try to seek and uncover the hidden history, bro. And I'm saying the hidden history that was hidden because you needed to be educated, but they was not allowing us to get educated. It was hidden in the secret fucking vault that they call a library. It was hidden in the colleges and universities. That's where it was hidden at. It wasn't hidden in the backyard so a pseudo can make some pseudo history up. It was hidden at the highest levels. Diops is at the highest level. Never gonna let you disrespect him. Crazy as hell. All right, man. Appreciate that. I just wanted to get that off, bro. I just wanted to get that off.
For sure.
Man, for doing what you did, man.
Hey, thanks so much. I normally really don't talk too much about myself, but here I did something where I could talk about my elders, some of the greatest elders. Dr. Riketti Alman. People don't know she was one of the first people to translate Diop's writings into English, right? In French, right? So I get a chance to talk. I got a chance to talk about some of the people who took their time out to educate me. And hey, it's a beautiful thing that I can actually share. Uh, that I can actually share, begin to share some of the things as I'm older. Then I met Dr. Jeffries, Professor Small, and and Dr. Ben. I'm old. I'm older than now than when I met those three people. Dr. Clark was 70, so I ain't 70 yet. But
Okay.
yeah.
Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. Like I said, it was an honor to have you on, and I'm looking forward to having you on again. So I hope it won't be an issue if I be reaching out to you in the next week or two. I don't want to start getting on your nerves, but I definitely will be reaching out to you again, and I will have some different.
Yeah, I hope your audience. Oh, the most important thing is I hope your audience appreciate you for reaching out and getting people like Unc on at the same time with Brother Reggie with Sabio, because in 50 years, 60 years, they be looking for this video. Yeah, they be looking for Brother Reggie's talking, and he's got Unc on, Morpheus, DMG's on, Sabio's on, and then there's a nut, right? There's a nut. So shout out to you, and yeah, we'll do it again. Just takes me a little time to get organized and stuff like that, and um, I'm I'm uh, I'm willing to talk to you again. Right?
100%, 100%. So, family, you know what it is, man. It's your brother DMG, aka Brother Pianki. This has been our brother Reggie. I think this is one of the rare treasures that we have in the community. So, again, whenever we're able to have them on, we definitely will be doing that again. I'm disappointed the Cash App wouldn't hit, but of course, as always, my sister Mama B helped the brother out, and I was able to help my brother out a little bit. Hopefully, he can go get himself a nice dinner or something. But that being said, family, y'all know what it is, man. We're going to be black at it again. The Versus Series is live in 2025. We got another face-off coming this Saturday between, I'm drawing a blank. I believe we got our brother Apollo Bay and my brother Michael Everett. They will be having their face-off this Saturday to determine what the topic of their debate will be. We got the best debate league in the community. If you're a debater in the Versus Series, you will be paid for your efforts. It takes work to gather information, put it in a presentation, present it to the people and to your opponent. I believe in compensating people for their work. Standard debates are $50 per debater. World title matches, social media title matches, the champion gets $100, the challenger gets $50. That's how we doing it over here. That's how we gonna keep doing it as long as we able to. And like I told y'all, I'm not pretending to be rich. So if I get into an issue, I will tell y'all ahead of time. So y'all stay tuned for that face-off. I also got Brother Hercules coming on Saturday. He gonna get back into some more black academics, talking about the difference between quote unquote European academia and black academia. So y'all stay tuned for that. And other things to be announced, but y'all keep coming back, enjoying the content. We will be getting the great Brother Reggie back. So shout out to my man Hemi in the chat. We will be getting the great Brother Reggie back. Y'all stay tuned. I will keep y'all updated on that. As I said, it's Paradigm Shift TV 314. It's your brother DMG. That's Brother Reggie. We will be black at it again. Until next time, that is peace.
Hey, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you, family. For
yes, sir. It was an honor, my brother. It's an honor.
It's my honor, and I'm glad that you didn't have to run out the house with the fofo. Because our young people, they you know, they how can I say, they grown and everything is okay, but our job is to make it okay, and they could think it's okay, but we know these situations, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and I appreciate your patience with that too. So, yes, sir.
My crazy ass son. He goes, Dad, I'm gonna do a tribute to you. I'm gonna go to he went to Kenya, right? Yeah, and then he wants to jump in the goddamn Lake Victoria or some shit like that. I said,
man.
What the boy? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? And so our young people, we built a world. We protect them so much that they think that this world is safe. This world is not safe. So
exactly.
Yeah. So thank you so much. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be in touch.
Thank you so much.
It's so hard for me to sit back here in this studio looking at a guy out here hollering my name when last year I spent more money on spilled liquor in bars from one side of this world to the other than you made.
Yeah. Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand.
Back again like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a I don't care. Did it for my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get on my God, I might tell them it's nothing. In the discussion, go them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you on my spot at the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty talking about, I'm on that now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. Trash now, I'ma pass out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been duck dog getting to my new merch, color duck sauce on the new couch with my Chuck's on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small chat, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat. Get the out of my face.
Talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help